Davian has asked for your help, or at least told you that he might ask for your help.
Where are we having this conversation right now? We should all just move our tokens.
I said Winley is in the wine barrel space because she didn't want to be anywhere near the staff. So I'm pinging on the map.
In the wine barrel.
I say last I left off, I thought we were still with the dude in the loading area, but if we want to move to the attic or not attic,
I'm pinging on the map where.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So Winley would like to ask him both what this stone is and who might want to take it or where it might possibly be.
He kind of puts on a bit of a grim expression. Well, the stones, in fact, are what has made our winery great for many centuries. The Wizard of Wines is not a fanciful name. This place was built many hundreds of years ago by a great enchanter. He created 3 stones that, when buried into the earth, made the soil fertile, plentiful, able to grow fine grapes for the many vintages we've offered over the years. About 10 years ago, one of the stones was stolen when one of my sons was asleep on watch. Since then, we've not been able to create the Champagne de l'Estampe. But with the 2 remaining stones, we've still been able to create the Red Dragon Crush and the Purple Grape Mash for the last decade or so. But a few weeks ago, someone came and stole yet another stone. We have not been able to grow much of anything since then, and with the attack a few days ago, I fear that these barbarians may have taken the last of it. If we don't at least get one back, perhaps 2, I fear the vineyard may be done for.
Who would have known where these stones were buried?
To say the least, I could not be certain how they even knew they were there. It has been a closely kept secret within our family for generations. Certainly all of us amongst the family know, but to outsiders I could not say. The wizard himself had no heirs or descendants who may have carried such a secret.
Any of your family been acting strange lately? Or, made some friends that you haven't seen before, or anything strange or suspicious?
He shakes his head, no. But my son Owen, when he was, when the first stone was taken and he was not willing to take responsibility for it, we parted ways. He lives in Vallaki now, but otherwise, no. Most of us have kept to the winery for the most part. We make our deliveries every week or so to Kresk and Vallaki and occasionally down to the village, but otherwise we really don't see many visitors, as it were, and for which we are grateful.
Harmony will kind of not to butt in, Caitlin, if you're okay with
No,
go
for it, yeah.
Okay. Harmony will sort of as she is kind of rejoining the rest of the group, will just kind of look at him, because he's pretty beat up, you said, right? I would listen to the recording. He looked kind of in a bad way. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I think he got 12 hit points back.
Yeah, he was healed.
Right, I just meant, when we found him, he was, trussed up. And so Harmony will, kind of mention, you were in a bad way when we found you. Did they ask you any questions? The Grove?
No, I don't recall. I don't recollect. There harms upon me. I just don't recall.
So,
can I make an insight check on that? I don't think he's lying, but it just seems weird they'd visibly
just beat him up for no reason.
This guy, not answer him and not ask him any questions. So
go right ahead.
Okay.
Winley can provide some help with that if you would like.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not very good at insight.
Okay, Winley will roll her own.
I was gonna say you can roll your own. Yeah. I think giving the help action for insight is sort of.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a little.
Well. No. My +8 got me nothing.
You feel like he's maybe being withholding, but you're not certain if that's maybe because he was asked something and isn't telling you, or thinks that he may have been asked something but isn't sure. But you're not. Okay. You're not entirely certain. You just don't. You get the feeling you kind of got as a player, right? Odd.
Yeah.
Winley will ask him about Erwin and say something like, when you and Erwin parted ways, why would he, when you say he wouldn't take responsibility, is he saying that he didn't fall asleep or that it wasn't his fault, or like what happened there? And then when you parted ways, was it amicable, or would he have, potentially reason to betray you?
Did he know where the other gems were, if that were a factor?
A father wants their son to grow up to be a man of responsibility. He claimed he hadn't fallen asleep or wandered off. He said he kept a close watch the whole evening, but it couldn't be true. Of course, one of the gems was taken, and in that light, trust was broken, and if he wouldn't take responsibility for it, we couldn't keep him here.
Did you not consider magical means? I know plenty of spells that can put someone to sleep against their will.
And perhaps that was the case, but he denied all of it. To say that I could then assume on his behalf something he would not take ownership for, again, one wishes the best for their children, but with that trust broken, he made his way to the village.
Was he the only one on watch that night?
Indeed. We typically, in a family as large as ours, are able to take watch maybe only one night or so a week. It was simply his turn.
This is more of an out-of-character question as a player. I'm trying to remember the exact circumstances we were sent here under, because I remember Danica asking us to check it out and saying that there were supply issues. Did she say this was her family as well?
In the family.
Okay, because
I think she's an in-law.
I don't remember Erwin, explicitly saying, his brothers or father were out here. I haven't gone back and listened to all those episodes. But I just wanted to make sure I was remembering correctly. So Danica and Erwin are married then.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. Cool. Makes sense. Sorry, we can keep going in character. I was trying to remember, how withholding or not Erwin was about this whole mission.
Winley will ask him, this is a pretty big vineyard. Is one person enough to watch the whole place?
They weren't scattered. They weren't around the area. Just the mere proximity has provided many acres of bountiful soil and well-grown vines. We did not need to scatter them. They were all simply outside of the building here, not far.
Can you show us where they were?
He nods. And kind of looks at the rest of you to see if that's sort of a now or later sort of request.
I mean, it's late, isn't it?
It's sort of getting into the evening. At
probably
this
still storming.
The storm seems to have calmed a little bit, but it is still raining outside.
Yeah. Winley will say if he kind of inquires. Not necessarily now. We're all a little worse for wear at the moment. But it might be helpful if there were any, magical interferences, we might be able to detect something.
He nods. Do you want me to show you now, or perhaps later? Have you seen my family? It seems to have dawned on him that you're here, they're not here.
I told him in the last session that we bumped into his family and they were okay.
But where are they?
Just down the road.
Yeah, they weren't far. I can go get them if you want me to bring them back.
Did leave our horse with them.
And bring our horse and everything.
Now, it did occur to me re-listening, and this is again, sorry, a player note. The figures that Harmony definitely saw coming and Mina definitely didn't see coming. The guy, I forget his name, Erwin's brother, that we left Chestnut with, that we encountered on the way here, did mention that members of their party were had struck out for the vineyard and were trying to assess whether it was right. Yeah, so that might have been them, but then it's weird they haven't shown up.
It's also weird that we beat them to it.
Right, exactly.
You also recall seeing over a dozen figures out in the storm, not just one or two.
That's true. I remembered that. I didn't remember how many people he said there were, but that seemed like a particularly large number.
Well, Winley will offer to go get the rest of the party, wild shape into something speedy, run over there and bring them back if that's what
with the
is
cart
wanted.
And the horse and all that.
Yeah, get Chestnut in our cart and everything.
Harmony will at that point kind of look at Winley askance and say now look, I saw something out there, Winley. In the storm, there were figures moving towards this place. I don't know what they were, and I don't know why I don't know what they wanted, but I would just...
If there was a dozen figures all coming, approaching the inn, they would have left some kind of track or trail, even in this kind of storm. And I look over to Mina, as like, do we want to maybe go over there and see if we can...
Yes, I'd like to look for some tracks. I didn't see anything out there, but I believe you, Harmony, that you saw something. I do think that perhaps our priority should be, I think maybe all of us should go and get the core winemakers out of the woods. As much as maybe sending Winley, like, you could be very sneaky, I think we should assume that there's still something dangerous out there.
Yes, I agree.
So that's my thinking. Yes, Ash, I'd love to look for some tracks, but I think only only on the way towards getting those,
Agreed.
those folks. Yeah.
Does that seem like a right now thing or a short rest thing?
I feel good enough to go try tackling that right now, but if the just...
I say, I'm fresh enough to be fine either way, so...
We did a bunch of healing before,
Yeah, I'm okay on the hit points front. I just don't have a lot to contribute spell-wise.
I think we could take a long rest soon.
Right. I just meant if we run into trouble in the quick jaunt out to pick up the campers.
Winley is in favor of going and getting them immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to leave them out in the storm to potentially get attacked.
I think we're all in agreement then.
Harmony will come. I'm just warning. I don't have a lot. I have no bardic inspiration. I have like 2 first level slots, so I don't have a lot to offer.
We'll keep you alive, Harmony.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I was just saying we can keep Harmony alive.
Yeah. I think we also bring,
we get
the old man with us. I forgot his name, but I think we need to bring the guy with us.
Okay.
Because I'm worried that he's going to get jumped if we leave him
alone here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody then heading out to go retrieve the family, or
I mean,
do we want to do anything else?
The other option is to leave him and one person behind to potentially defend him, but probably shouldn't split.
Yeah, we should stay together.
Yeah.
You mean an opportunity to make up the XP gap?
Exactly.
All right, Harmony and Doc are staying at the vineyard.
Yeah, sign me up.
No, I mean, is he willing to come? I know
yeah, that was going to be my question. Is he fit to travel, able and willing? Okay, then yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. Heading out of the winery, Mina, you'd mentioned wanting to look for tracks. Do you want to do that now or later?
I will keep my eyes peeled for tracks as we're making our way out of the winery. I'm not going to take any longer or go any extra additional route to find tracks, but on basically the path from the front door of the winery to where we need to go to rescue these people. I mean, if I see any tracks, I'll make note of them. Okay. So if I can make a survival or perception,
go ahead.
Survival.
Yep.
All right.
I have my head on a swivel.
Good call. Yeah, not great.
Yeah,
I'm a little distracted.
The stormy conditions make it pretty difficult to determine in the first place, and between kind of looking for threats and looking for that, amongst the dozens of blights that attacked you outside, at least out front here, there's nothing discernible that you can really work with.
Fucking blights.
Okay. Well then, heading back, are you following the road back up, or are you going through the woods?
I think we probably take the same path.
Because the camp was here-ish, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't far
Isn't
off
our
the
wagon
road.
still there on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chestnut.
Then we better go back via the road, I guess, so we can make sure our wagon's okay.
Okay. By the time you're reaching the wood line, even though it is still rainy and dark just from the clouds overhead, it is nighttime. We've passed sunset at this point. Heading up into the woods here, you are able to make your way to the point where you came off the road, and evidence of your wagon track is still pretty obvious, since the wagon itself is maybe only a couple yards into the tree line. You do find the family still huddled around the clearing where you essentially left them. and they seem quite pleased to see that Davian has returned to them, and express much kind of joy and excitement at his return, even as you sort of hear the rumble of thunder in the skies above. Did anybody want to do anything here with or at this reunion, or is the plan to just sort of
back to the winery as soon as possible?
Yeah, Winley will grab Chestnut and get him hooked back up to the wagon.
Okay, make an animal handling check.
Chestnut fucking loves me. Are you kidding?
Can I assist?
You can.
Can't you speak with animals? Surely that can give you some.
I can speak with animals.
Okay. You're able to get him hooked up. He's just a little bit spooked with sort of the lightning and the storm and not really having... They seem to have watched him in more of a literal sense of like, hey, we can see him, more so than like bringing him into their camp
That's
or
totally
anything.
fun. Winley pulls some chard out of her pocket and gives it to him.
Dan, as a point, while we're like setting up to go back, are there more of the rest of the family there now than there were when we met up with him before?
No, the group actually does seem to be the same size. Albeit you didn't really get a head count moment when you met with them.
Harmony will ask the brother about the party that he said was off scouting. Have they not returned?
No, they haven't. And in fact, I was going to ask if you'd seen them. Any sign?
Didn't.
How many were there in your group?
Stefania and her son Claudio went to go look at the winery. They haven't returned, but otherwise, I think eight of us or so.
Well, we didn't see anyone, unless Harmony was gonna like look over at like Mina and Winley, because like she wasn't paying very close attention.
We still don't know the nature of... if Harmony is very pointedly looking, like, we saw something near the winery that we don't know what it is, but no, we haven't seen sign of these people.
And they presumably, I don't know, are they smart enough not to travel in a storm like that? But anyways.
Does Harmony say that or bring that up?
She will kind of mention, like, she'll say, like, the only sign we saw of figures other than the attackers that we fought off at the wines and your father there was about a dozen figures out in the storm. I couldn't make out specific beyond, like, I couldn't, right, DM? I couldn't make out anything specific beyond, like, silhouettes that were vaguely humanoid?
Correct.
Okay. However you like to mention that, it didn't seem the right number, and we were in pitched battle at the time, and by the time we were victorious, the figures never arrived, and we haven't seen them since. So it didn't seem to fit with your description of the party that had gone off searching, but that's the only thing we saw other than who we fought.
But we haven't left, so I don't know who that was or who that could have been.
Winley will say we should probably get back to the winery. If there's anyone who is, injured or whatever, put them in the wagon.
Okay. Then, had it started moving your journey back about here, everybody make a perception check.
Love it.
Is every reunion we manage to enable bittersweet frickin' Barovia?
I was gonna say, I feel like that's a setting thing more than
it can never just be a full-on win, can it?
There are no wins in Barovia, only varying degrees of lose.
Or Pyrrhic victories.
Okay. Walking through the woods, Winley and Harmony and Sunny, as you're kind of coming along this way, you, kind of between flashes of lightning in the distance and the occasional crack of thunder, you feel like you're being watched. You don't see anybody, you don't... nobody's like standing in the bushes or anything like that, but you just have a very disconcerting sense that something is watching you.
I don't know what our marching order would be exactly, but Harmony's reaction would probably be to, like, look around at the rest of the group, and does Winley or Sunny noticeably react in a similar way around the same time?
Winley would probably, if she noticed something but didn't see the rest of the party, would probably kind of go up to Mina, seeing as how she's our ranger, and kind of whisper in her ear, something feels off. I feel like we're being watched, something like that. and see if Mina's non-elf eyes can see anything.
Well, I didn't see anything, but noted for flavor.
And Mina would probably have noticed Sunny's reaction.
Yeah, Sunny.
Okay.
I posted in the chat. Sunny's probably like growling and looking around for something, if not looking at something directly.
Harmony, noticing them convene, will kind of like trot over and just be like, "You sense it too?"
Yeah. So, I mean, Mina just speaking in a low voice. This doesn't change the plan as far as I see it. Just get back to the winery quickly. Do you think we should a couple of us splinter off to see if we can draw this thing out or away, or do we? I mean, are we changing? This is all obviously very good to know that something may be watching us, but does this change our plan at all?
Winley will say
we should just move faster. I think.
Yeah, I said Winley will say we shouldn't split up. You know, these people are not warriors, and you know,
like
if we leave them with less
anything.
Protection, that's not going to be good. But yeah, let's pick up the pace if we can.
What I see in the chat, that probably a general feeling of like Ash should probably take cover.
Keep her head down.
I mean, the last time this happened, Ash got like one-shotted. So yeah.
Everyone, keep your eye out for crossbow horses.
Winley will make a point, if she's not already, of falling back to the back of the party and kind of like keeping an eye over her shoulder to see if anything is like following, or you know, if I see anything move in the trees or whatnot, without trying to be obvious and like
and if there's room
cause everyone to panic.
If there's room, once we get like the old and young into the cart, Doc is probably inside the cart as well, just because of the whole stubby legs issue.
Okay.
And I'll stay up front near the horse and continue to help, like, if any... I mean, we already did the animal handling, but Mina's good with horses, so... and also, it's probably kind of muddy, so just to forego any issues around that, just trying to, like, help guide the wagon in the most efficient way.
Is Sunny good with horses?
Well, Sunny's probably staying a little ways from that. He's trotting alongside the wagon.
Sunny's good with eating horses.
Rattling softly behind the horse to kind of gently spur it forward, you know?
Yeah.
This horse had bad memories of horses, if you remember. This is how we got
wolves, you mean?
And that's what I meant. This is horse.
But Sunny was the good wolf.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Well, you are able to venture back to the winery. Ash is not suddenly beset by long-range crossbow bolts or anything of the like. Coming back to the winery again, it is fully dark. The storm is sort of pattered down to something between maybe a drizzle and a full rain. But that said, the place does not appear to have been occupied or anything in your absence. I'm just trying to get you back on the map here, but Roll20 is taking a minute.
Once we get back to the winery, and I know the map is doing its thing, but Winley will kind of pull the old man, whose name I don't remember, aside and say, now that the rest of your family is back, we should probably check out where those stones were. We don't want to wait too long.
He seems sort of distracted at the moment and kind of not fully lost in what you're saying, which is sort of in kind of ushering the family back into the building and whatnot. But as they all sort of begin to make their way in,
do we want to do a once over of the building before?
I really wish I could finish that sentence.
Sorry.
As he kind of begins to let everybody ushers back in, he does look at Winley and says, "Yes, of course. If you'd like to follow me, it's just on the southern side."
Winley will follow him. She will tell the rest of the party where she's going, and obviously if you want to come, go for it. But yeah, figured a detect magic at least on where these stones were to see if there was any magical interference is probably a good idea.
Okay, we all should be back on.
Yep.
Okay. So the family's just gonna head in. They all take sort of the door on the left side of the winery, and Davian kind of leads you more around the eastern side.
Eastern side, to the right then?
Yep.
I'm sorry, where are we at here?
We're going around the
just
eastern
going
side of
into
the
the vineyard
building.
with the family.
I was going to go with Winley.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Winley tells the party.
I mean, I actually have a decent Arcana roll, so I figured it would be helpful for me to come at the very least.
Yeah.
I do
Okay,
think.
I'll go with the family, since I already said I was apologizing in the chat for the state of their home.
I was gonna say we probably want to do a quick once over the building just to make sure it didn't find new occupants in the time we were gone.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Before
You'll hear me scream.
I say before we get too long, Winley will go ahead and cast Detect Magic. My one free cast per day. It lasts for 10 minutes, so that should be enough to check the outside of the building and get to where the stones were.
Okay.
So around where we are now, I'll go ahead and cast that.
Okay. So he kind of leads you all down to this field, just to the southeast side of the building. And if maybe you would like to move with him.
Sorry, I have to
I got
refresh
it.
roll 20.
Am I seeing any magic along the way?
I'm distracted by Harmony's crude chat.
Freudian slip there.
Yep.
They're right next to each other.
The family is in the main wine room. Okay. Coming down to this field down here on the southeast side, Davian indicates a literal hole that's been sort of dug up into the ground. It's maybe only about 3 or 4 feet deep, and it's about 5 feet wide, and sort of gestures into it. All 3 of them were here, even when the first one was taken. The other 2 simply remained. We didn't want to move them for fear of disrupting the magic that keeps this place fertile, but now that they're all gone, it seems somewhat a moot point.
Was there any magic along the walk to this field?
No.
Is there any magic near the hole if Winley approaches it and looks in?
No.
Damn.
So how many stones were there originally, and are they all gone at this point?
There were 3, and yes, they're all gone.
Okay.
In the Harmony in the main room, the family has begun to sort of try to work on the literal pool of wine that covers the floor of this room from the vat that split during the fight. They're just taking towels and rags and cloths and trying to soak it up and kind of making rounds of going out and kind of bringing them out, albeit in the rain, but trying to at least dump the wine outside.
Harmony will assist with prestidigitation where she can.
Okay. Mina,
mostly in drying out the cloth.
Sure. Mina, make a survival check.
Do you want to maybe give guidance or have someone do an assist roll? Or
I am always happy to give guidance.
There you go.
Detect Magic is concentration, though, so...
Oh, well, never mind.
I will lose Detect Magic if I give guidance.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, Mina, you see this. There's obviously your tracks among some maybe older tracks that lead kind of from the direction of the building to this spot, albeit perhaps the source of when people had walked up and realized it was gone and kind of gone to and from the house. But notably, there's a single set of tracks leading out to the east, and then a large group of tracks, probably 6 or 7 individuals, leading to the south away from this.
I point all those out to everybody here.
Okay.
How fresh do they look?
The tracks heading out to the east look a little older. The tracks leading to and from the building seem like they're pretty fresh. And then the tracks leading to the south look like they're maybe a day old at most.
Okay.
I think we're not...
The ones... I'm thinking probably the ones to the south are of the most interest. Oh, I guess, I don't know, I'm not sure between those and the ones leading east. Because either way could be taking us towards our druid friends, I feel like. Well, you said there were more tracks leading to the east, but they were older?
No, one's at a tracks heading to the east that are older, and a 6 or 7 set heading to the south that are only a day older.
Okay,
so.
that I just switched the numbers on those directions, but I got the timeline. I don't know. What do you guys think? That makes me lean more towards the south. But...
Yeah, it almost seems like a group came to take the stones and one went off to do something and the others likely took the stones, is what would be Winley's made up story about what happened.
Yeah, that sounds. But well.
So
Except that the track to the east is like an older track.
This is a player recollection once again, since Harmony's not even there. But I remember pretty early on in this campaign, like pretty early on after we got to Barovia, there was mention even in the village of Barovia that like all they had was Red Dragon Crush, right? Like that was all that was available at the wine cart. That was all that was available at the Rose and Thorn, or whatever the inn in the village is called.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember we made note multiple times, like, sure is a lot of Red Dragon Crush, both in the village of Barovia and at Valaki. So, at the very least, timing-wise, it seems like the second stone went missing before we, or at least either simultaneous with our arrival in Barovia, or before that, even, if we're trying to figure out a timeline here.
Right. So Winley's biggest question is, if all 3 stones were buried together, someone wanted to steal them, why would they have only ever just taken one? Why wouldn't they have just taken all 3 of them?
I think they were around the perimeter. They were not in the same exact spot. They were just close enough to the building that one person apparently could keep an eye on them.
Well,
which I see flaws in that.
No, he said they were all together.
He said that they were all buried in this, 3-foot diameter hole?
5 foot. 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So close enough together that if someone knew where they were, they would know that they were all right there. So that just seems like a strange thing that Winley notices.
Could have been stolen by different parties, and they just had to go in there as fast as they can and grab one, and then leave as fast as they can, so they didn't really have time to dig.
Now, being suspicious, and again, this isn't really Harmony weighing in, but that seems, if they were indeed all buried in the same place, then that does sort of seem like you can take one, but leave the other 2, so my family can continue to stay in business sort of deal.
Yeah,
it just very suspicious as a player.
It was just a strange thing that Winley noticed.
Right.
So something to, put in the back of your mind that.
Well, if they wanted them and they were all in the same, because this doesn't seem like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like the Grove was interested in setting up their own winery.
Yeah, they wanted to destroy it, was the impression I got.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I do an Arcana check to try to suss out how this kind of spell would have worked, what other uses these stones could have, or something like that? Sure. Or it's a long shot, I admit, but
Is there a way? Mina is also kind of looking around at the cold darkness. Is there a way we could move this research inside?
Winley does want to check out the hole itself and see if there's anything, what's it dug? I mean, there's no magic around, so.
And
was it dug up with claws or a tool of some sort, or anything that she can figure out from the hole?
Make an investigation check.
Could I bounce ideas off of Winley? I'll in advance to get a help action for that.
Sure. As far as your Arcana goes, Doc knows that magic items, whether they're gems, wands, staff, whatever the case is, typically have 1 or 2 very set powers or features, but that sufficiently powerful artifacts can be repurposed in various ways. These gems, presumably being powerful enough to create, call it a fertile environment for several dozen acres in their perimeter, would suggest that they were reasonably powerful in the first place.
Sure.
How or what that could be repurposed for, he couldn't tell, sans being able to really see them, touch them, hold them, whatever the case would be. Investigation-wise, looking into the hole, you can tell a little bit of a difference here, actually, looking at sort of the circle as it is. You realize that the hole that's been dug here is slightly different in that it looks like people either used hands or very primitive rocks or shovels to sort of dig the hole out for the most part. But that inside of the circle, there's sort of 2 divots. Much presumably perhaps the place where the actual gems were, and from the size of the divots, the gems look to be about yay big. I mean, pretty hefty. That said, one appears to have been found kind of via the shoveling. The other hole is actually a little bit deeper than the rest of the hole, and seems to have just kind of come straight out almost as if somebody had taken a post hole or something and just kind of yanked it straight up, knowing exactly where it was.
Okay, interesting. But not dug by something humanoid, but not necessarily like claws.
It wasn't like a beast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. There are no like spines or needles or thorns in this hole?
No.
Okay.
Mina just kind of like listening to probably like the light conversation that's happening as you guys are making these discoveries. Does that imply that staff that we just destroyed could have been turned towards good? Like you're saying that these stones can be manipulated to create an area of growth. Could that have applied to that staff? Mina asks curiously.
I mean, one would assume, but at the same time, it was whispering dark thoughts and trying to convert our bard into an evil druid. So I feel like that's probably not a pair of dice we wanted to particularly roll.
Winley shudders visibly.
It just would affect my approach to similar magic items moving forward. If they're possibly, if you can repurpose them to.
I think there is evil aplenty in these lands without tempting fate in such a manner.
Yeah.
Good. That's what I'm saying. Is if we can turn if we can manipulate the evil things back towards good, then let's
yeah. Harmony would mention at this point in the discussion, like, as the person who, like, had the Battle of Wills with the staff, she was going to say, like, if that thing could have been turned toward good, it would have taken more power than I possessed to do it. It was all I could do just to resist it.
I was just curious.
You all saw when it was destroyed. It was that, but like turned up and constant. Whatever, if it was corrupted, then whatever corrupted it, this Dolthias, whatever we're trifling with here, is powerful.
Well, I think we need to, and this is just my viewpoint based on what I've heard Doc and Winley saying, and maybe the old guy a little bit too. Really should get his name down on one of these points, but you know what? That's all right. I think we need to make this right, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. So, is there anything else that you want to investigate around this field right now, Doc?
Just quickly, DM, did the stones leave any magical aura behind? I still have my detect magic going.
No.
There's no magic whatsoever from them either. Interesting. Okay.
One of these days that spell's gonna give you something awesome.
Yeah, maybe, if I'm lucky.
I mean, just to be clear, detect magic really only detects the presence of active existing magic.
Right, it's not,
Well,
not a tracking
yeah,
spell,
yeah,
sadly.
But, if there had been any sort of protection spells placed on the place or whatever.
If one of them had, if there was, a shard of one of the stones, buried under, an inch of dirt or something, it's worth checking. It's worth scoping it out.
It was definitely worth using.
Yeah, I get a free use of it every day, so may as well.
Might as well.
So yeah, definitely not traveling in a storm at night. So resting.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay.
Let's go back inside, and I say spend a reasonable amount of time securing the winery, maybe, and then where do we think is the best place to long rest?
If we're paranoid and want to keep watch, which would be understandable, Harmony can cast Tiny Hut, and that would keep us free of the weather conditions if we did want to camp out in a place not within the vineyard that we could keep a more active watch.
Well, I think we need to rest here in such a way that we're going to protect the people here as well.
Sure, that makes sense.
Winley just has one more question before we leave this pit. So you said that we can... There's one that there's no sign of that's been dug up forever. Is there any way to tell, probably not with the storm and everything, but how long or between when the other two were taken?
I mean, he told you a story about how long you were taking.
Well, yeah, but based upon the evidence of the hole.
I mean, it seems to match what he said, but you're also looking at a dirt hole in the
Yeah,
rain.
yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay. Folks are heading back inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Mardikovs take easily well over an hour just to kind of soak up the actual liquid of wine that's on the floor. They make a number of remarks about it being, it's smelling awful in here. They're the damage to their home. The twig blights as well, sort of getting dragged and tossed around, and kind of literally just thrown out into the rain. They seem quite dismayed and distraught at the state of their home. That said, having done that, most of them head up to the top floor, which seems to be where kind of their rooms and bedrooms were.
Harmony will reply sarcastically as she lifts a finger to prestidigitate a sopping wet wine rag into dryness again. You should have seen the place when we got here.
I got a question, and I kind of asked this of the group, away from hearing, prying ears. But I remember Sonny getting a really bad vibe at this door over here, and we never went in there. And as far as I know, we never got attacked from anything over there. But I guess it was the stairwell that just goes down, right? So maybe that was just the people in the basement?
I mean, does Ash go take a look?
I will come investigate the murder door with Ash.
Yeah, we'll go with. I guess I had just assumed it was like the smell of bad wine.
And I'm sorry, can I get a ping on the door in question just so I can drag straight there? Just for...
No.
Yeah. Winley will go as well.
Okay.
Are they inside? I can drag it into the building.
The murder door.
Okay. Anybody who's going into this area, go ahead and make a perception check.
Love those.
I mean, it's
Before
pretty small.
abstract,
Can we,
it's so good.
can we go in even though it's kind of small?
Yep.
And it looks like it's just that, spiral staircase for rolling barrels from the basement, so that goes to the second floor and the basement. I'm assuming, we actually went up this route. I just didn't linger at this floor, I think.
Sonny's gonna sniff to try to follow whatever the weird smell he got before.
Perception check
sorry.
for Sunny.
Yeah, it's taking its sweet time. There's Sonny and Mina. Look around.
This is when we find a temple in the basement, a wall crumbles through, and we find a big old dungeon crawl.
Okay. None of you smell anything odd in here or see anything odd in here. It is a hallway that has the ramps as described, running down to the basement and running up to the second floor.
Okay. My guess is he was just paying off of the people in the basement, or maybe that one guy was going up and down, to try and get around us.
Is it traversable? Could I walk down?
Yeah, we came up this way in pursuit of...
That's right. I remember. I remember.
What's
Okay. Cool. Satisfied.
Winley will, if the old man is still around, just ask him, these are the places we've been and cleared out and whatever. Is there anywhere else that we should check for hiding druids or whatever?
He shakes his head. I think you've been just about everywhere. Nobody's screaming upstairs, so I assume no one is hiding in one of the bedrooms. He says that with a bit of perhaps gallows humor to it.
Yeah.
Is there any other kind of humor in Brilliant?
I didn't know if there were, any attic or basement type hatches or doors that, wouldn't be obvious or whatever.
And he just kind of looks...
It's a vineyard. There's...
He looks at Winley with a little bit of confusion, no.
You know how many times we've opened floor hatches and had fucking vampire children come at us or something? Winley's allowed to be paranoid.
Someone might have done this already, but I don't think so. Can I take a half an hour to just do a general investigation of this building, just to look? I want to look in every room, check every room briefly,
If they've disturbed anything.
And just make sure there's no other doors, passageways, anything. Is that Possible.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's preventing you from walking around.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if somebody had done anything similar to that. Ooh, my investigation is bad.
I would say
So
I can come with if you want to.
Well, I would say this is probably more of a perception than an investigation, because investigation is more detail oriented, and like walking through the place is not so much investigation.
I'll help out on that. I have a pretty good perception check.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Winley will come along as well, since she's the one who's being extra paranoid.
Doc feels the need to stay with the party since he's the least spent of the.
And this presumably this speeds things up too. If we're all, we could split up a little bit and.
Split up, gang. We'll cover more ground.
Yeah, listen for the screams. Well, we're staying inside the same building, so.
Okay.
I guess we could just stick together.
I mean, it's up to you. If you want to take maybe 2 minutes to literally just wander around the building, you can.
Yeah, sure.
As far as getting it, there are no locked doors other than the external doors that were locked. But that said, you can certainly kind of poke around and get a better lay of the land if you'd like to.
Well, relock all those doors first of all, just to stay that. Definitely gonna relock those. And yeah, okay. Sorry, others.
Is there anywhere that would give us a better vantage point for keeping watch?
Well, there are windows all along the second floor, both on the southwest and east sides, as well as north, although the north side of the building seems to be mostly the bedrooms, other than the area with the winch. So if somebody wants to keep watch on upper floors at a distance, you can do so up there. If you want to keep watch on the outside, you can certainly walk in laps. It's really up to your strategy here.
Okay. I think we should definitely have someone keep watch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If we're doing a long rest for sure. I think probably looking out the windows just to make sure that, a group isn't approaching is probably sufficient. Maybe go down and take a lap outside occasionally.
Does doing that meet the requirements of a long rest in terms of, I know you can spend no more than 2 hours keeping watch. How active are you allowed to be before it breaks your long rest?
I mean, you guys wandering around the place and looking around the place is not a long rest oriented activity.
Right.
So if you guys are poking around, double checking the place and whatnot, you have not begun your long rest.
I
mean,
think
we could theoretically, and I don't want to split the party, but we could long rest in multiple places. Well, no, we couldn't.
So I think the implication was once we are long resting, would the person on watch be required to be stationary, or could they do a similar patrol route like that? Okay.
I think we should long rest just in this room, in this big room. I think that's where we should stay because
with the bad wine smell and the stickiness everywhere.
Well, sorry, Ash. I feel like that, or if the sleeping party members want to sleep just somewhere nearby to that, I feel like being in this room gives us the best
Tactical
inside access to the most.
I mean, we could even sleep on the balcony if we didn't want to lay on the sticky floor.
Sure.
It's all the same room, so yeah, I agree with that.
In this storage room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someplace with a good vantage point.
Yeah.
Mina's gonna scope out, by the way, I don't know did we check out the small, didn't you say there's a small set of stairs in here?
Yep.
It just goes upstairs?
Correct.
Doesn't lead anywhere weird?
No, it just leads into into the hallway on the north side by the bedrooms.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Anyway, that's my thinking is we somehow rest in or near this room.
Okay.
Yeah, Winley's cool with that.
Yep.
Okay. If everybody is everybody gonna sleep up on the walkways, or is anybody gonna sleep down the ground floor?
Up on the walkway.
We can't really split up too much because we need 4 people to take a watch in order to cover the full 8 hours. So
that's okay. I think if we're stretched out along these walkways, wherever you're taking your watch along the walkway, you can still see the whole room.
Yeah, and there's also windows up on the walkway and then a hallway over here.
So just let me know if we want a tiny hut plopped down somewhere or not.
I will say this room, there's not enough space for a tiny hut.
I don't think we need a tiny hut. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, save it. But noted.
Okay.
Well, it's a ritual, so there's no saving it. But.
Okay.
I'll take second and third with Mina and Sunny.
Okay.
I'll take first.
I can
I already
Already
did.
said first.
Oh, I'll
I can
take the
take
last watch then.
Okay.
What's everybody's?
I would say who has the best perception checks?
I have a really good one.
I would say mine. I get a +8.
I am currently at a +6.
And +4.
+7.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, +6 and +5.
I mean, if anyone wants to tag out with me, that's fine. I'm just, yeah. Most combat ready anyway.
I said
Harmony never exactly volunteers for a watch, but
Winley will sit up with Doc.
Okay.
We can both take
Double
watch.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Harmony will.
No, Harmony needs the full long rest, so Harmony needs her beauty sleep.
She's still snoozing off the whole dying thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody whether taking watch or not, go ahead and pick out a spot somewhere up there in the walkway if that's where you're all sleeping or staying. Just that way you are where you're supposed to be, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Winley is doing her watch, she's gonna, walk the perimeter of the room.
Which watch is she taking?
She's doubling up with Doc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So she'll, walk the perimeter of the balcony thing, maybe take a lap outside.
Okay.
Sorry, could someone ping where we are? I thought I knew, but I...
No, kind of top right.
We got
the
moved
second
up
floor
to the
area.
second floor, yeah.
Oh, okay. Dan, you mind moving me there too? Because I think I'm still on the first floor.
Sure. You need to stop
Or
moving.
am I? Maybe I'm not.
Stop moving. Every time, guys. I can't move you if you move.
But it's really funny to listen to you try.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Yep. Doc and Winley, as everybody starts kind of bedding down to rest and whatnot, I assume we're like breaking up bed rolls and sort of laying them on the floor here and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah.
Doc and Winley, go ahead and make perception checks. Roll 20 is crashing a lot today.
Can I give myself guidance on a perception check? Is that a thing I can do?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're literally walking around giving yourself guidance at all times without fail for the 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, no
Yeah,
reason you
okay.
can't, but...
I could do that, but no, that's fine. I don't need it.
Okay.
Winley perceives all.
Winley, as everybody's kind of getting bedded down and whatnot, you notice there's a couple of empty bottles just sort of resting up here. Now, there's plenty of kind of wine bottles tucked into corners that you can tell have just sort of were in use or in somebody's hands at some point, and they set it down, forgot it there. It's a winery. That sort of makes sense. But you notice a couple of small kind of empty files near the stairs that seem not to really match any of the other bottles or glasses in the area.
Are they full or empty?
Empty.
Corked or open?
Open.
I will smell them.
Okay. They smell terrible. Like really, really, really terrible.
Oh, was the wine poisoned?
I would say like potentially poison or like something else that Winley would recognize.
Just very pungent, like burns your sinuses. Gross.
Similar to the grossness that the wine smelled like.
Yes.
So this was poured into the wine, assumedly. Great. Okay. Love that.
Maybe go tell the family not to drink the wine until we've had a chance to...
Yeah. Winley will go find the old man, wherever he happens to be, take one of the bottles with her, and just be like, hey, I found this. I think this is what was dumped into the wine that makes it smell so terrible. Maybe we should not drink any of it.
Okay.
And then I'll ask him, have you ever smelled this before? Do you have any idea what this might be?
He is in this bedroom, first and foremost.
I'll take myself up there.
To move him there.
I'll maintain patrol while you're running all that down.
He kind of tiredly looks at them and kind of gives them a bit of a sniff. I do recognize that. I don't think that's ours.
Yeah, it didn't seem to match any of the other bottles that I saw, but I would not recommend drinking the wine until we can figure out what has been done to it.
Well, as the expression goes, a poor wine merchant is he who drinks his own wares. We don't generally just sample.
Cool. Keep it that way.
Probably avoid selling for a moment until we can run this
Yeah.
down too.
Yeah, that's... Unfortunately, all of the wine that's here has probably been spoiled, but we'll see what we can do as far as figuring out what it is and what might be going on.
Of course. Well, thank you.
And then Winley will...
Quick admin note. Where are you guys putting Chestnut?
Is there room in the loading area for?
If there's anywhere we can bring him inside or at least covered.
Well,
wasn't there like a stable or barn over here?
There's an empty stable here, and then there's the actual loading dock with the wagon.
Let's put him in the stable.
I mean, is there a reason why Chestnut couldn't just stand like right here?
You mean inside the?
I mean, could he potentially really hard squeeze, perhaps? But like getting through a person-sized door for a horse is a pretty tight squeeze.
I think if there's a stable that has like a locking door, he'll be just as protected there if we're actually, keeping a watch of the whole building.
Okay.
I mean, Winley would be sad if Chestnut got murdered, but at the same time,
yeah,
if
that's
someone...
what I'm feeling like if Chestnut is like out of sight, then Chestnut's gonna get like
red-shirted
by a twig blight or something. But that's fine. If you feel good about the security of that stable, where is it?
Banged.
And it's like a full barn with like a door that we can close and lock and whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think if anyone tries to break in, it'll be loud enough that whoever's on watch will notice. I was gonna say Winley's gonna come find Ash and say, and show her the bottle and say maybe we should, let's see, purify food and drink and maybe detect poison.
It is a ritual spell too.
Yeah.
Purify is.
Yeah. So Winley will just say, hey, one of us should probably be prepared to do that tomorrow.
I mean, I also have access to it if we want to.
Yeah. As long as one of us takes, I would say probably detect poison and disease, and one takes purify.
Okay. Just for reference, the vats themselves are about 12 feet tall, so if it's a 5-foot radius sphere, presumably you would have to cast, on the 3 remaining vats, you'd have to cast it 6 times.
Okay. And what is it to cast as a ritual? And that 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
So it would be probably something we do after we've cleared the immediate issues.
Right.
Like that's not something that necessarily needs to be done in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
Our time is better spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything else on your watch?
No, just keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Winley will take one perimeter lap of the building, see if there are any fresh prints or anything that looks weird, but otherwise, no.
Okay. Give me one more round of perception checks.
Sure.
All's well that rolls poorly.
Yep, that sounds great.
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
Then I believe Mina's up next.
Yep.
Mina, if I can go ahead and get a... first of all, how is Mina spending her keeping watch time? How is she going about that?
Yeah, I mean, she's in a pretty good position for kind of strolling over here every once in a while and looking out these windows to watch the western approach a little more directly. But basically just pacing out there every once in a while, and then mainly just kind of hanging out in here. Like I said earlier, just kind of has her feet dangling over the balcony and just watching out over this room. Smoking cigarettes, sitting there, just listening and watching as closely as she can. But then, yeah, probably once every few minutes she'll get up and go spend a couple minutes at each of those windows, so she's keeping an eye outside as well.
Okay.
So...
Let's get a perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
And then Sonny on his watch... Well, I guess we'll get to that.
All right.
Yeah, I see all.
You really do.
What's with all these nat 20s on the watch?
Mina, as you're during one of your rounds, where you're just sort of sitting and lighting up another rolled cigarette. She notices that kind of amongst one of the bottles that has wine or something in it, she notices that it's sort of quivering slightly, as if something is gently shaking it. It takes her maybe just sort of notices that at first, doesn't make much of it, and probably a few seconds later sees that it sort of quivers a little bit more visibly. It takes only another few moments before Mina feels something sort of heavy sort of shake the building just ever so slightly, and feels like something is sort of rocking the building from the south side.
Okay, I mean, I immediately am like, something's happening. Everyone, wake up. There's something going on. Something's shaking the building. So we don't necessarily all need. I don't think. Well, okay. I guess before I do that, we don't necessarily break our long rest just for like waking up.
No.
Correct? Like,
No.
Someone would have to break their long rest to come with me to look at it, but we could kind of discuss that briefly. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody waking up is not breaking the rest, but if people start running around, that's different.
Okay. Well, then I'll definitely wake everyone up. And I mean, Mina, I totally understand for flavor that like there's something shaking and then there's the buildup of that. But as soon as Mina notices anything amiss, she like stands up, crossbow out, pointed directly at the thing that was shaking, and yeah, is saying loudly, "All right, folks, something's going on. Something's shaking the building. Doesn't feel like much yet, but I figure we should probably check it out. Does anyone want to come with me?"
Winley will come.
Anybody else?
How badly would this ruin our long rest?
I mean, if you get up to go patrol with Mina, your rest is over.
Oh, Winley's not.
I
gonna come
will
then.
say though, at this point, everybody will if everybody breaks this, you all will get the benefit of a short rest because that's enough time has passed for everybody to have that benefit. But
Harmony will say, "Yell if you really need help, and roll over and go back to sleep."
okay.
Yeah, Winley really would like that long rest, so
But you better mean it, she grumbles.
you better mean it.
Well, I'm definitely also gonna just come look out. Does looking out the window to the south reveal anything?
Make another perception check.
Sorry, with the danger.
The building is shaking.
Slightly. Just slightly.
Can I do a perception check of the window and not break my long rest, or is that even?
You
I
can.
don't know the rules as written.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, if Winley can poke her head
'Cause
up
I
and
was
look out
sitting
this window as
there.
well.
Okay.
I'll roll a perception. Maybe.
I was rolling really good perceptions earlier.
I mean, you were just woken up. You're like, what? Winley, I'm gonna pop you on the other map since you can't really see out the windows that
Okay.
well per se.
Oh god.
Looking to the south through the rain in the distance here, you see the vineyards, you see trees, you see the like, and one of the trees is moving towards the building.
Treebeard, we love that. Winley will.
Should have saved that wand, I guess, or the staff, I guess.
And I don't know if you can clearly see it, but
Oh yeah. I see old Treebeard.
Okay.
You big
Back
boy.
to the point.
Winley will say Mina and call her over and point out the moving tree.
All right, I'll go try to one-on-one this thing. So you
No.
That was not what Winley meant. Just like, hey,
I'm very in favor of
I
this.
think I found the source of the mysterious shaking.
Mina
It's that
probably
tree.
does. She wouldn't put it that way, but she probably does like look around and say like, "Well, you all should keep resting. I'll try to go deal with this."
I mean,
But, yeah, of course.
is the tree doing anything other than walking around?
Oh no, it's walking straight towards the building, not just walking around.
Okay.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I'm gonna spend some hit dice then.
Yeah, everybody can take the
and
benefits of a short rest.
Yeah, let me put mine.
presently if you want to burn any hit
anyone's
die.
spending
I was
hit
starting
dice,
to change my
take
spells,
an
so
extra D6 because of Song of Rest, which I just posted. A particularly annoyed Song of Rest, but a Song of Rest nonetheless.
Yeah, Winley's also going to take some hit dice because I'm not doing so hot.
So
let's go for
feel
4.
free to
18.
take an extra D6 on top of whatever you want to do.
I rolled one too many d6s, but I'm just taking the left one, of course. Just
Yeah, I was gonna say, just,
Making that
just
clear.
go the fuck to sleep.
Wait, we get another D6 because of Harmony? What was
Yeah,
that?
Well,
Song of Rest, I posted it in the
Oh,
chat.
oh, nice.
Yep, I'm rolling all the dice I need to for that.
And for anybody who does take yonder view out the window,
Yes, that would be lovely.
Thing looks like this.
all right.
Yeah.
Fucking Treebeard.
Yeah. So are we rolling initiative?
We sure are. But is anybody deliberately tapping out of this engagement to preserve their long rest?
No, I'm
Fortunately not.
Okay. Cool.
Just really quick,
No.
I know that earlier Winley knew that she would not be able to communicate with or persuade the entanglement vines. Does this feel true of this tree blade as well?
You have absolutely no basis to make that perception. Thanks for trying.
Just saying.
Does it seem like
Speaking
a
of
fiend
interrupting
or
a long
undead
rest.
creature?
It does not.
So cute.
Well, that tracks.
Winley doesn't love having to murder trees, but
The trees are asking
Evil
for it.
trees.
It's a blight.
It's an evil tree.
How long has it been at this point? And I realize this is a kind of an oblique question, but like, how long has it been since we got to the winery the first time?
Since the first time, it's been like 5 hours. Because you came
Okay,
here,
so
you
that's
had your
when we
big
cast-
fight. You took about an hour to go get the family and come back. You took about another hour to
Investigate
secure the
stuff
place and
and-
walk around and clean the place up. And then 2 hours of watch, and then you were about an hour into your watch.
Okay,
And now
because
our
I
watch
cast
has
Dark
ended.
Vision when we first got here, so that's
You better
still
hope
active
not.
then.
Yeah.
I don't think my gift of alacrity is still active.
And I wasn't able to reallocate spell slots.
Thank you for that kind reminder, though, to give me or to have me update your spells or your vision back to night conditions.
Thank you.
So well done. Alright, can't find my... Roll20's just not cooperating with me. Don't worry about it.
Oh shit! I didn't roll initiative. Sorry. Working on it.
oh, I actually didn't
Ashley
either.
going
Several
back
of
to
you
sleep.
haven't.
Dur, dur, dur.
Well, I'm going last for sure.
Haven't what? Oh, rolled initiative.
Ash, you used up your one good initiative roll for last fight.
Woof.
The weepest of the wappists, you know.
It's better than a 5.11.
Can't believe I'm going first.
Once again, having the cleric at the end of the order is not the
This
worst
is the
thing.
roll.
I suppose not.
It's just not working. Does this little like roof? I know I'm working on the initiative thing, but does this little roof out in front of us through the southern windows here could a character theoretically jump out of the window onto that roof?
You would have to break the window, but yes.
Okay, cool. Do the windows seem breakable?
Yeah. Glass is glass is glass is glass.
Yeah. That's...
I mean, maybe destroying the vineyard is, like,
Not the way to go here.
I mean,
No,
last
but, I mean,
resort.
broken window? Come on.
That window was broken before we got here. We clearly saw that it was intact before you went to bed.
I don't know. It just exploded from the inside.
All right. Well, Harmony, you have the initiative.
Wait, did Sunny roll?
He hasn't yet, sorry. It's just taking for fucking ever. Yeah,
Good
and also
lord.
we're into the
Poor
dark.
Sunny.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of us are still on the top floor.
Everybody's on the top floor.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to jump into the loading area since there's presumably room there for that.
Where is this thing?
Currently about
Oh,
80
so-
feet south of the building.
Oh, south. That's
So
great.
Okay, so I can't see it, but that's. It looks like my vision cuts off right here. Is that
Because that's the
intentional?
border
Yeah.
of the map for the second floor. Yep.
Okay. Great. Well, if I can't see it, I can't insult it. So
Get out the window, I thought. You can't see it on the map because
Yeah.
the map, it's technically down here.
Yep.
can I see it out the window?
Yes.
Okay, what's the range on the old vicious mockery?
That was 60 for some reason.
Okay, so it's 80 feet away?
Yep.
Okay. Range. Yeah, it is 60 feet. You're right. Damn. Okay. Well, Harmony, in the interest of getting back to sleep as soon as possible, is going to move. Let's see, that's 5. I'm going to move down the stairs. That's 20 feet of movement.
Okay. I'll
I don't know
pop
if you
you.
need,
I'll
I
pop
don't
you
know
over
if you
the
need to
other.
move.
Yeah, I'll pop you over.
And as she does, she's gonna bonus action over to Mina and say, Mina, kill this thing quickly so we can get back to sleep, and we'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Tired.
And I'll post that once again in the chat.
Okay. Anything else, Harmony?
Thanks, I'll try.
Let me see. That was 20 feet of movement. Sorry, I need to find where I am again. The bottom of the stairs. So I will. And this room's pretty full, like barrels and stuff, right? So there's no real like visibility. Okay.
Yeah, there's no windows on the ground level.
And do I remember, just as a character, do I remember what the quickest way out of? There's like a door.
Oh yeah, having wandered through, you know that there's a door there. Where you just pinged. There's a door to the left. There's a door under the stairs that leads into a glass workshop in the southern side, which is underneath that roof. You can see out the windows.
Okay. Do I know that if that has windows in it?
Yes, you did see windows.
Great. I'm gonna head that way. 5 and 10. So can I move there? I know there's like a big barrel there, but that's the end of my move.
Yeah, you're just...
Actually, I'll go ahead and dash action because I can't see anything. So I will move. That's another. Let's see. That's 5, 10. I'll open that door if that's all right.
Yep.
15. Oh, look, a door to the cellar. 20. 25. Hello. Biggin. Oh!
Wait, I thought that was me.
Biggin's upstairs.
Biggerin.
Well, I can't do anything this turn, so I will spend my last 5 feet of movement stepping back in case the thing decides to attack the room I'm in. So that's it for Harmony.
Okay, Doc.
Okay, so being a melee fighter, trying to figure. I've been looking at the map, trying to figure out like the best avenue to get south. Are there any good south-facing doors, or
from the second floor, or?
I mean, no, from the first floor, obviously.
From the first floor, there's a door. The only door on the south side of the building at all is through the glass workshop, which is where Harmony is, which is over in this room. Otherwise, all the doors lead out to the north, and there's one that leads out to the west.
Okay.
And this is a door right here. I think.
I've never actually been in that room, so I don't actually see it. It's kind of the problem with that. Okay. It's being a free action.
I think this is the quickest door to get to the tree if you're trying to get to the tree. So go under the stairs and go where Harmony go out that way.
Alright, so I get to the bottom of the stairs, basically, on my turn.
Okay.
If you want to just move me to the bottom of the... Yeah, thank you.
There's no dog outside. Monroe, I promise you, there's no dog outside. It was just Kona.
Kona's causing trouble in Colorado.
I hear that.
The enormous tree creature begins to stomp its way, continues its stomp towards you, reaching right up to the side of the building, and proceeds to swing its branches at the side of the building right in front of it.
So like directly in front of our faces now?
Yep, like right. It's for all of you on the second floor. It's right here.
Cool. Monroe, shush. Man, it'd be real convenient if it went ahead and broke these windows for us.
Sure would be. But instead of breaking the windows for you, it is going to smash through the wall.
I mean, that works too.
Right there. So Harmony, you kind of peek through the window, and this thing is just lumbering through the vineyards, and just branch comes around and just literally takes the entire wall out to the side of you here. And all of you feel the building shake violently at that. Winley.
So is there... Okay, I can't see on the map where you pinged where it tore through, because I'm still on the second floor.
It's right here.
Okay. I'm going to go...
I'm going to copy it just for the sake of having one that you can see on the second floor.
Yeah. And where is the hole that it tore?
Why do I see two tokens?
In the first floor or up into the second?
First floor.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast Moonbeam out this window. Right on top of it, of course.
Did I see two tokens there for a second?
No.
Okay.
I just said I copied it.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. And that looks approximately like a 10-foot circle.
Yep, you are correct.
So we're just going to go ahead and cast that right there.
Okay.
And then DM ruling. Ranged spell attack. Can that be done through a window? Or would I have to break the window?
Yeah, you will break the window by casting the spell through it.
I'm surprised the window wasn't already broken by the...
Yeah, I kind of figured the ripping out of the wall would have broken the window, but at this point, Winley says, fuck it, I don't care.
The lower building, not up top.
Well, yeah, but if the wall was ripped out of the floor underneath you, whatever. I'm going to use my bonus action to go into my archer form and shoot it as well.
Prince of Dorks, by the way.
Hit.
11 radiant damage.
Okay.
You have successfully broken the window.
And the window in front of me is now broken.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Dana.
Okay, so it's like right here.
It could, if you can see it out the window, you can actually see it out the window at this point. So there's 2 tokens as well on both maps.
Okay, can I just like kick the window and step out onto this roof?
Well, if you kick that window out, you will fall because the edge of the roof is right there below that window.
You can take my window. Take my window.
What about this window?
You can see it, and yes, you could end up on the roof.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna like burst through that and go out on the roof, and then I want to move back down to the edge of the roof. What would it take to jump down to the ground?
An acrobatics check or some damage.
How much time?
The rest of your turn, probably, to do so safely or fall.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'll just shoot it from here.
Okay.
And it says in a, like, hesitant-sounding voice, maybe we should try to get it away from the building?
Yes.
But then shoots. Sharpshooter. Probably not.
No.
And I'm gonna.
Jake, just as I posted in the chat, you can try it. If it doesn't work, you get to keep the inspiration.
Is your. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. It's a die 8.
D8.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep it then. And
You
bonus
do.
action to sharpshooter again.
Now, Jake, you didn't ask if it 8 hit.
Well, doesn't 8 hit? Yeah.
No.
No, but it's fair. It's a giant tree, so it's surprising that I should miss it. But
Well, I say you
It's
can
not
hit,
necessarily
you
a
have no
miss.
effect.
I would say it's not necessarily a miss. It's a...
yeah.
You
All
can
right,
roll
well,
an 8 here. You can roll an 8 here, Jake.
I'll throw it on there. Okay, does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay. Well,
Alright, guys, we know that an 8 and a 12 doesn't hit.
All right.
Narrowing it down.
that's
Ash.
just embarrassing, but yeah, that's me. Yeah, go ahead.
Ash.
Sorry.
Alright. Well, seeing as how there's already a hole in the window, I will go out that way instead of taking the long way. Oh, okay. So that was 5. 10. And then you said acrobatics to get off the roof.
Yep.
I'm gonna try it. Hopefully this doesn't hurt too bad. Acrobatics, there we go. How much does it hurt?
It hurts 4 damage.
Nice.
How much does it hurt the tree?
Not at all.
And I'm going to shout that, oh, that's, okay, thank you. I was like, oh no, it disappeared. Got it. And I'm gonna yell, we need to get it away from the building. And I'm going to, move around, let's see, so it's 5, 10. I'm going to kind of move around to its side here. I think that will be a good move. And then I'm going to hit it once with my sword. See if I can piss it off a little bit.
Wait, he can move down and attack? I would have done that on my turn if I could do that.
Oh, did the acrobatics
he
take
made
my
the-
action?
Yeah, the acrobatics failed, so he just fell off.
Well, okay, that's
Do I still have my action?
Yes.
Okay. Then,
okay. To be clear, that's what I was asking last time. But that's
and that'll be me.
Okay. And Sunny.
okay. Well, then Sonny is going to go hurl himself off the roof.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Roll your die 6. I don't fucking.
You know, if we
care.
coordinated it slightly better, I do have feather fall.
It's only 4 damage. Or 6.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's why I...
Three damage to Sunny.
Well, I mean, I'll since it was free to make the acrobatic... Well, if I make the acrobatic save, then it takes my action. But
The idea here is that you're either falling off the roof, failing to get down carefully, or you're carefully getting down.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, well then I will just choose to, not be careful. And, sorry, what was the damage?
3.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Sunny being like, Stitch! just leaping out the window for a branch.
By the way, Ash, Brent, no, I cast Aid right when we got here. It hasn't been 8 hours yet, so Aid's still active.
And then Pack Tactics bite on the giant evil tree. No. God damn it. Alright, that's turn.
Okay. Harmony.
Okay, well, Harmony doesn't care for what's happening here, and is going to, first, let's see, so right now Ash and Sunny are in melee range with this thing?
Yep.
Okay, so I can't really see,
Yeah, we're here and here, respectively.
Okay, right. Harmony will, call out to, Ash and, say something like, "Where's that holy fire of Bahamut?" And we'll throw a bardic inspiration your way.
How long does Bardic Inspiration last? Because I think
10 minutes.
Okay, then yeah, that one would have gone away. Cool, I have another one.
Yeah, and in the interest of not being up close and personal with this thing anymore, Harmony is going to cast Dissonant Whispers. So the tree needs to make a DC 16 Wisdom save.
Well, trees are known for their great wisdom, or so Disney movies have told me. And in this fact, it actually is good at quite wise, and ignores your dissonant whispers.
Okay, then it takes half that damage, but stays where it is.
Okay.
Man, if you could not need to run away, that would have been so sweet.
That was my plan.
You dared to dream. Anything else, Harmony?
Yeah, I'm gonna move. Let me see here.
You don't want to be in the little shack that he's trying to bring down around your
Not
head.
particularly.
It's not a shack.
No.
It's part of the building.
It's
Well,
literally
it's the
binary
smaller part of the building
building.
now.
Not to make life difficult on the DM or anything, but I'm gonna move down these stairs a bit. Let's see, that's 5, 10, 15. I don't know if this requires moving me to a new map.
It
but
does.
I kind of want to just.
If you want to move any further than that spot.
What?
If you want to move any further than that spot, you will end up on another map. You will also
will
not
I
have line of
lose
sight. Yes.
Will I lose sight of what's happening? Then
Yes.
I'll stay. Reluctantly, I will stay here.
Okay. Doc.
Alright, well, I'm gonna run for the door like a reasonable fucking person.
You don't want to hurl yourself off the roof?
What's the way around here? Like, just, how do I get around to where
You can
Harmony's
just
at?
squeeze around either side of the staircase.
Alright, cool. That. And I assume that's still one space short of the actual melee range, or is it? Okay. Well, it's room for a thunder whip, for a thunder whip, Jesus. A thorn whip, anyway.
Thunder Whip. That's a cool spell.
Right?
Doc, as you're coming in, you probably see Harmony noping down the stairs.
Yeah, that's fair. And I believe the pull only happens if it's within two size categories of me.
So he's only huge, and you are small.
Correct.
Yeah. So no pull, but damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
Yeah. No. I wasn't in it for the. Yeah. That's why I said that. Harmony, chill, Jesus.
Anything else, Doc?
Nope.
Okay. It lets out a very inhuman from the sort of tree maw. One questioning the biology of a tree might wonder where that's coming from, but magic's a funny thing.
Where are the vocal cords, though?
It would be scarier if it made a human scream.
It also needs to make a DC 16
It does.
Constitution.
Fails.
It takes 11 more radiant damage.
Okay. That said, it trumps forward a little bit here and is lashing out at pretty much everybody here within reach. So Sunny and Ash. Sunny takes 13. Ash, you take 16 as its enormous tree branches just whip around and smack at you. And Doc and Harmony, tree roots are bursting through the ground at each of you.
Sure, love it.
And you may make opposed athletics check against being grappled.
Oh yeah, I'm great at athletics checks.
Can this be acrobatics instead?
That's a great rules check question. Let's find out.
I think mostly, I think it usually specifies with grappling, but it could be a strength save, so I wasn't sure.
We're going to find out real quick.
I mean, it's the same roll for me, like the same numbers regardless for me, so. Yeah, no.
While grappled, you can use your action to try escaping, make a strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check, and they make a strength athletics check to try to hold on to you. So on your turn, you can attempt to break the grapple. But he hit you, so you are grappled already.
We're not making opposed checks right now.
Yeah.
We are grappled.
Oh, okay.
You are both grappled.
Sorry,
That just means you can't move, but you can still fight, punch, cast spells, etc. You just can't move around until you've broken free.
Yep, don't threaten me with a good time.
And with that, that does come with a little damage. Harmony, you take 9. Doc, you take 12 as the roots immediately begin to try to crush you. And with that, Winley.
Bonus action to shoot it.
And for everybody else's reference, it's just sort of moved up to just a little bit here.
Sure.
That's going to be a miss. And then... Wow, I'm really not looking great on spell slots. I'll cast a guiding bolt at it. Gonna assume a 24 hits.
Sure does.
I don't know why. 19 radiant damage.
Okay. Solid hit. Alright, anything else, Winley?
Nope. He's still in the moonbeam. We're good.
Mina, the section of roof you're on here is sort of buckling a little bit. It definitely doesn't feel very stable.
Alright, that's cool, because I am fine with just doing the old oops, didn't mean ping. I'm just gonna yeet myself off the roof.
Okay.
Down here. So yeah, how much?
1.
Oh.
A very graceful yeet.
Yep. Pleasant.
I feel like graceful and yeet are mutually exclusive.
You take that back, sir. You are now on ground floor.
Gotcha. And that'll take me the rest of my move distance. And just seeing if it has any effect when I upcast it. Not at second level. So, yeah, using second level spell slot, my last spell slot, just, for funsies, pointing that out. To cast Hunter's Mark, snapping a finger, looking angrily at this thing. So that's my bonus action, and then I will sharpshooter shoot the tree and hope to hit it this time.
Oof. Its bark is just soaking these bolts up.
I'll throw my die 8 on there.
It's
16 hit? Okay, sweet. So,
Whittling it down.
That is...
Get it? Because it's a tree.
Man, the dice are not my friend today. So a total of 20 damage with the Hunter's Mark damage.
Okay.
And then Sunny's gonna get a Pack Tactics bite in there. And...
I feel like Sunny should get a favorite enemy damage bonus against trees.
'Cause it's a stick.
Yeah, that would be appropriate. And there you go. And I'm sure that he doesn't... Well, I mean, maybe he pulls it prone.
let's find out. That would be interesting. Absolutely
It
not.
doesn't have a side
I'm just imagining him dragging a titan down.
Right.
Okay,
That one's happen sometimes,
Okay,
right?
Ash.
Alright, I'm going to hack at it. Does 12 hit?
It does not. I mean, you hack at it, but nothing happens.
I'm going to try my Bardic Inspiration there. Here then, that's a die 8. Roll the 1d8. Does a 20 hit?
It does.
Ah!
Woof.
A whole 8 slashing damage. And then I'm going to move away from it and get the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
I'm going to move my entire 30 feet. There you go.
You take 18 as it essentially like tree branch smacks you as you run away.
Alright, and then I'm going to run over here, and then I'm just going to yell at it. I'm like, come on, Biggin!
Winley is
I
offended.
won't say that because Winley's name is Biggin. I'll be like, come on, you tree thingy. I'm not a bard. I don't have the stuff. But come over here.
Look at me, I'm a distraction.
Sunny.
Okay, Sunny is going to continue biting.
Sunny does.
Am I correct in saying there are no allies left next to the tree?
Nope, Doc is next to it.
I'm
Oh.
directly in front of it here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I just didn't see that. So pack tactics and still a hit, and again probably doesn't pull it prone, but give it a shot, and
You
that's
never
it
know.
for Sunny.
You never know. Let's see. Not prone. Sorry.
Oh, damn it. I need this.
I guess seeing what Ash is kind of trying to do, Sunny will at the very least, he's not going to leave it to reach, but he'll move over to that kind of corner of the creature.
Okay.
That's it.
Cool. Harmony.
Okay, can I make an acrobat? Oh, no, I have to use an action to try to escape the grapple, right?
Correct.
Okay. Alright, well, in the interest of not being next to this thing anymore, Harmony is going to direct her inspiring ways in a more nefarious way, and going to use unsettling words. So as a bonus action, I am going to roll a d8, and it's going to take a -4 on the next saving throw it makes.
Okay.
And wouldn't you know it, that's coming right up, because I'm going to give another shot of Distant Whispers. So now it takes a -4 on that save. Grandmother Willow over here.
I'd like somebody to just come look real quick at what I just rolled.
It rolled a nat 20, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not just a nat 20, a double nat 20.
Yeah, didn't have advantage against you. It's just that rolls double every single time. But yeah, double 20s.
Okay, well, that's what it is, I suppose.
Still 5 damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it for me, folks. I'm out of spells.
Alright.
So
Doc.
I can't move unless it's an action to escape a grapple. I'm not mistaken.
Aha,
Okay.
he has me trapped in melee combat right where I want him.
Guess I'm staying here, and so is it. Improbably.
I believe 14 we have
Give it
marked as a
wide
miss.
as trees.
That is a miss.
And uno mas, please. Thank you, roll 20. There we go.
Second one hits.
There we go. Good.
Okay. Anything else from Doc?
Nope.
Okay. Con save.
Please and thank you.
Half damage, please.
6.
And with this, first and foremost, Doc and Harmony, you continue to be crushed by yonder roots. Not as brutally this time. Harmony, you take 7. Doc, you take 8. And then, that said, it does not mean it's being particularly friendly. It is leaving Sunny's reach. So Sunny gets an attack.
That's the wrong way, tree.
Biting. Yeah, that is the wrong one. All right, there you go. Maybe he'll pull it down. Pull the tree down, Sunny.
He's really trying.
I feel like the tree should be immune to being pulled down.
It does have a very
Just
high strength
thematically,
score, so,
really
yeah.
feels like
double nat 1.
It does resist, unfortunately. That said, it is then continuing to this time it. Sorry, I gotta read make sure here. It is slashing down the stairwell with one of its branches at Harmony.
Rolls disadvantage for my Thunder Gauntlets.
Ooh, good call. Still a hit though.
Balls.
21 for Harmony. And then it actually lurches over and that big tree mob bites at Docrin.
Yep.
Fortunately, Doc's armor protects him as he is kind of caught up in the maw here. And then roots spring out at Sunny. And
Does that count as an attack?
It does.
Then it is also at disadvantage.
Or
is it just the next?
It's it's the next weapon attack, isn't it?
I'll double check.
But either way, I got a 19 and a 28 here. So
Well, sure.
so Sunny is grappled. And by the roots, it takes 12 damage as they begin to squeeze on him. And with that, it is Winley's turn.
All right, I will start once more with an archer attack bonus action.
It's just disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of my next turn.
No, that is handy.
It sure is.
8 radiant damage.
You actually don't have line of sight to him anymore.
I can still see his token.
Barely. Good call. You shouldn't really. It just means I haven't done the lines.
Well, okay.
I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Yeah, I could take a step over and turn.
Yep.
Like that's fine. I'll do that. I take a step over and turn so I could see it better. Hey, look at that. There it is.
Well, there's a whole wall right there, technically.
I'm looking out a window.
I know that there's a whole wall of the building. It's technically between you and him, but I haven't drawn the line there because I didn't think to draw the line, so I'm not holding it against you.
It's also an enormous tree. Like I can definitely see it.
It's inside the building now. But that said, that does hit.
And now that I have moved and I'm looking out the window a different direction, is it still in the moonbeam?
No.
Then I will use my action to move the moonbeam so it is in the moonbeam.
Okay.
I can no longer see the moonbeam. Oh, wait. I have moved the moonbeam.
Okay.
Basically, we need to get a target designator for Doc so that he can just
copy that onto the first floor as well.
the moonbeam on
I'm
the.
gonna try.
Do you want me to come outside?
Can you move the moonbeam real quick? Just so I can't grab it while it's under his token. Thank you.
Do you want Winley to move outside to see this thing better? Okay.
If he moves any further into the building, you will not have a line of sight.
That's fine. Let me know when I can move my moonbeam back.
You may move it back. As a note for the people inside the building, a beam of moonlight shoots through the ceiling, probably in a somewhat concerning place.
Knowledge.
Anything else?
Architecture to make sure.
Nope, that was a bonus and an action, so
Okay.
I'm good.
Alright, Mina will kind of slow walk a little ways over towards Sunny just to try to give support there but she doesn't think there's anything she can really do to help him with the vine situation or the roots situation. So while she's kind of slowly walking over there to get a better look, she's just going to dump a couple more shots into the giant demonic tree. Or I shouldn't say demonic because it's not a fiend. And Mina knows that. She knows that for sure. But here's a sharpshooter. God.
Plunks into the bark.
Just give up, Mina. No, don't do that. Here's a second sharpshooter. Worth the damage. Come on, baby.
Drum roll. Oof.
Nah, yeah.
Oofs all around.
No good.
Anything else,
man? Nope. That's it.
All right, Ash.
I'm going to shoot it with a Sacred Flame.
All right, let's see if this thing is dexterous. It's not. Yep.
Wise, so why not Dexterous too?
It sort of illuminates with sort of flame coursing over its surface and lets out another one of those inhumane, but does not fall apart or die immediately.
And I yell at it to come at me, and I'm gonna move a little bit and try and come over here. And I think that'll be it for me.
All right, Sunny.
What does he need to do? Or
Athletics or acrobatics?
Okay. Well, he's gonna acrobatics it then. And okay, can he like bite the roots to do damage to the tree instead and like remain grappled, or
he could bite at the roots, yes.
okay, or he could try to escape free from the roots, and would that use his whole turn to do that?
It does take an action to break free.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna gnaw at the roots instead.
Okay.
Now, does he get pack tactics since there are allies adjacent to the tree up here, and it's technically the tree attack? Okay, that makes sense as well. Here's a bite. Nah, no good. But that's the way he works.
He chews at it.
That's it.
Okay, Harmony.
Well, suppose there's no sure, but sorry, just paging through my complete lack of options. Okay, this thing can't keep making wisdom saves, so fuck off. Make like a tree. Get out of here.
It feels very mocked.
Good.
In fact,
make 6 psychic.
Please
damage.
Please tell me that was the killing blow.
it collapses.
Yes! The caustic tongue. Cut it to the quick.
Oh man! Just sorry, the mental image of this huge tree monster dying because he
Fuck
made fun
off,
of it.
tree! Oh no!
I said, make like a tree and get out of here. Thank you very much.
Truly cutting words.
Oh god. Oh man.
Tree
yes.
bird is very
That's
sensitive.
2 creatures in a row that I've killed with vicious mockery.
It has collapsed and just sort of. I mean, it's still a tree trunk, but it sort of seems to just sag. The roots that were grasping Sunny, Doc, and Harmony slacken, and its branches sort of drop limp, and it kind of lets out a very low.
This is totally just for flavor, so I don't want to have to roll or anything, but Winley will hop out the window and climb down the tree. Be like, hey guys, how's it going?
Okay.
Harmony will call out to Ash. My mistake, I guess you just had to find the right words.
Can you move me to the first level?
Alright, back to sleep.
Well,
I mean,
Did none of the people wake up during this?
I mean, that was what, 3-4 rounds? That was like less than 30 seconds.
Pretty fast. I was gonna say, as you know, a few moments later, you do hear people moving about in the building behind you, and some of them seem to be kind of timidly coming down the stairs to see what the hell was happening.
Probably like, what did you do? Just saying like what they perceived to be just a tree.
You know, we just took a tree and leaned it up against the fire while you slept.
I needed some tree.
I know how it looks, but it wasn't us. The tree was alive.
It was like that when we got here.
It was like there.
Winley will go ahead and end the moonbeam.
Okay.
No reason to keep that going.
Is anybody doing anything, or is everybody going straight back to trying to get their long rest in?
Man, it'd
I
be
do think we
real
should-
great to get a long rest.
Yeah, I do think we should try to press for the rest of that long rest.
What time is it at this point?
It's been about 3 hours, so it's right now about 10 o'clock.
So plenty of time for a long
yeah.
rest before morning. Yeah.
do we need to like fix the, like get the tree out of here and burn it, or
I could cast Gentle Repose on it.
I will note it's still raining and whatnot outside.
right? Or,
Do they have any
fix
like
the
tarps or
window
anything
where
that we
we're
can at
trying
least
to
block off
sleep?
the hole with, so it's not like raining into the building?
They have like blankets they can hang up.
Like Winley will assist with whatever we can do to like cover the hole.
Sure. Yeah.
Does the building look like it's in danger of collapsing any?
The glass shop definitely looks like it's gonna need a lot of love and repair, but the main building wasn't touched. They do suggest you maybe sleep in the hallways instead of on the balcony, though.
As Harmony is
I'm gonna
casting.
barrel room.
So they said the family was all like awake and like about.
Yeah, I mean they've all kind of timidly come downstairs, like, what
Right.
the hell was that?
Yeah, I mean Harmony will just kind of, she's like moving her bedroll and like brushing twigs out of her clothing. Be like, what did you do to these people?
They really don't seem to have an answer for you. Seeing that the threat is past, most of them go back upstairs, although Davian kind of take some time to look at the damage to the glass workshop and contemplate, what to do about that.
I mean, as far as we know, these guys didn't do anything to the druids. The druids are just trying to take out what they are seeing as, part of civilization.
Yeah.
That's what evil druids like to do. The wine goes and bolsters to towns and cities and stuff, and if they take out this, it hurts the towns and cities. So.
I'm almost certain they wanted the stones, but, did they just send the tree blight because we're here?
I feel like it's both. I feel like maybe the stones are something that they don't see as belonging to, or civilization as being worthy of. So maybe maybe there's some kind of religious icon for them that they don't want the winery to be using to further civilization. I feel like it's still. I feel like it's all part of the same.
Didn't they say they were led by he who is the land? Isn't that just Strahd?
We don't know that for sure.
I mean, he's that was in the journal thing that we found, I am the land or something like that. So
I don't remember that.
Pretty sure we've seen that
It
somewhere
all
before.
comes back to Strahd.
Anyway,
does.
I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I don't know why Winley's still outside. She definitely comes inside.
Yeah, should we just restart the watch order that we had that we did before? Because I think we need to do the whole thing again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I'm tucking myself into a little niche over here and just kind of
Okay.
being off.
Doc and Winley, if I can get perception
Yeah.
checks.
Yeah. Same
Do
as
we have a
before.
vantage point for
Watching
taking...
out the windows, taking a stroll around the building.
Okay.
Do you want one for each?
I think you can still use the walkways to get the vantage point. We just don't want to rest up there because there's now holes in the windows.
Yeah.
Well, nobody attacks you during your watch. That's good news. Mina, if I can get a perception check for your watch.
Yeah. Here's hoping. There you go.
Okay. This time you were not witness to a tree monster attacking.
Mina has little glasses of water everywhere. We're just looking for the little.
Yeah.
Just preparing for crop circles in the vineyard. All right. And then Ash, before your turn at watch comes up, you are beset by a similar vision and sort of nightmare as you had the last time you were sleeping. Albeit not this time you were resting before this fight, but the last time you rested. Again, you were sort of at the battle where Bahamut found you. Your companions this time are fighting besides you, and as the battle rages on, one by one they are struck down. Sort of the same kind of whispery voice kind of comes to you in the middle of that battle and in that dream. How long can you keep them alive? What would you give to save them? And then as that moment passes, you find yourself being woken up by Mina for your watch.
Awesome. Bad dreams. Gotta love them. Anyone have any of those cakes left?
Absolutely fucking not.
I don't know if you remember, but we sort of murdered the baker.
Yeah.
But I just remember having really good sleep with those cakes.
Yep. And yes, I know I'm skipping over Sunny's watch, but nothing happened during Sunny's watch. If I can get a perception check from Ash.
Perception. Oh yeah.
Okay. And nothing happens during Ash's watch, and by the time you gotten through, daylight is beginning to sort of peek through the clouds. The storm stopped kind of in the early morning, and though it's certainly still kind of damp and wet outside, it is all is quiet as the group begins to awaken.
So we do get the effects of a long rest.
You do get the effects of a long rest.
I now have purified food and drink prepared.
Okay.
And put my health back, and my spells back.
Hey, I'm down to a -1 from Resurrection.
Huzzah!
Almost back to my full capabilities.
We succeeded in long resting, I'm gathering.
We did succeed in long resting. Winley, when you awoke, you found that you awoke with the book that you found at the mill in your hands.
Creepy. Don't love that.
Turns out Doc was just reading and then just slipped it into her hand just to creep her out.
Chaotic evil, Doc.
Okay, so this roll is going to be for my Cosmic Omen.
I think it's bad just because that's
So that is
the book just randomly showing up. It's a bad omen.
So that's wheel. Okay.
Were Harmony's dreams okay?
Harmony's dreams were okay.
Even okay, great. Not gonna argue with that.
Does Winley have any memory of reading the book or just
Nope.
holding it?
Nope, you just wake up and...
Well, I didn't put that there.
I really love that for myself.
Well,
I'm sure it's nothing.
maybe open it and see if there's a plot relevant page that sticks out to you.
Mina would like to, pretty quickly after we're up and about, would like to suggest that we move to follow these druids, whatever we want to call them. We want to be sensitive, not referring to them just generally as druids, because I know that Winley identifies as a druid. Corrupted nature wizards.
Winley is not offended by the use of the term druid.
Referred to themselves as the Grove, I believe.
Ah, yes. Well, we should follow this grove, or to their Golthias master, or whatever Golthias is.
Before they can send any more trees after us, yes.
Exactly. Precisely. I feel like we should resolve that today because they're going to continue to send. Yeah.
I was going to be supportive of trying to, check the wine for poison and restore it and whatnot, but given that they sent a tree during the middle of the night, they clearly have no intention of abetting just because we killed their force at the winery, so might as well head them off at the pass, as it were. And there is still the matter of the missing members of this family.
And there's just 2 people missing. The scouting party they sent was just a boy and a girl, a woman and her son.
Yes, just 2 people.
I have a
Unimportant,
question,
really, in the grand scheme of
DM.
things.
So, locate object. You sense the direction of the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you.
Yep.
If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement. Is that if that movement is within 1,000 feet?
Within 1,000 feet. Okay. Yeah. More powerful divination spells to spot stuff further than that.
Yeah. It just wasn't clear if it was within that 1,000 feet, you know what direction it's moving, or you get a vague, it's moving east, even if it's further than that.
Yep. Okay. Anybody doing anything else here? Or are we looking for tracks and following?
I mean, I think the only... Sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot, but since I already started talking, I'll just finish by saying the only other thing I'd want to do here is, warn the people here, because we're not going to take them with us, and we're not going to stay behind to protect them. Presumably, we're, hopefully dealing with the main issue that they have, but I feel like we should at least sit for a minute with... if the old guy, he seems to be kind of their leader, sit with him and just say, you should probably keep more people on lookout. You should probably do various things just to make sure that you're not caught totally off guard. And if something like that, if something like what attacked last night approaches again, obviously...
Get out of Dodge.
You're familiar with that tactic, clearly. No offense.
Wow, that sounded...
I will also tell him that
Sounded a little offensive, but...
we suspect that the big vats of wine, if not some of the barrels and stuff, may be poisoned, as we found those bottles last night. We have the ability to help purify that and detect what is poisoned and what's not, to just, tell them to hold off for now. We're going to go deal with this other problem. We'll come back. We can help you out. It will take an hour or 2 to try and make sure everything's good.
If we're talking about how we're going to help them as well, Winley will also tell him that when this is all taken care of, she'll cast plant growth to enrich all of the vineyard.
Okay. Well, they're very appreciative of that, but seem somewhat set on the hope that you're going to be able to retrieve the gems.
Well, we're planning on doing both. Okay. Winley will chat with the party really quick, and I guess maybe also the people, and ask if they know where the druids, like, home, stronghold, whatever you want to call it, like where that might be, how far away, how long it might take for us to get there, that sort of thing.
They seem a little bit bemused by it. We've seen their like before in the woods and out on the roads. Mostly harmless, or at least no more dangerous than any others you might encounter. They certainly live in the woods, but where exactly we couldn't say. There is a large hill to the south with many barbarian cairns upon it. Whether they are related to that tribe, we don't know, but we really couldn't say where they are from.
I'm sorry, you said there was cairns?
Cairns?
Any trees atop some of them?
Yep.
No, a cairn is not that large.
How far
Well,
away is that hill?
A cairn is a good-sized hill where they buried a bunch of people. I mean, you can put a tree on top of it. No giant trees?
It's hard to say exactly how far it is, actually. Not for any fault of distance, but the area around it. There's something strange about it. Visions and sights unreal pervade the space. I would guess to say, looking at the mountains, and he sort of gestures to the southeast, I would say it couldn't be any more than a few miles, but in the times many years ago that I ever ventured that way, it seemed to take eons to pass to it.
Interesting. Lastly, do you have a drawing or depiction of the stone I could look at?
I don't think you could miss it. It again, about this size, an emerald, bright green, would glow in the dark practically.
Are they all emeralds?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I am scanning the skies and the trees and stuff for any ravens.
It's overcast and gray, but presently you don't see any ravens other than the ones that were roosting up in the large wine room.
All right.
So there was some in this large room? I missed that part.
Yeah, but when you very first got here, you noticed there were a bunch roosting up in the rafters.
And they're not currently there, though.
No.
I actually heard that on the rewatch and was surprised Tom didn't immediately latch onto it.
I must have missed it somehow.
All right, let's head for the hill. That's Winley's vote.
Okay.
Yep, let's do it.
Well, heading out of the winery and having gotten ready and whatnot, first and foremost, the trail that the tree thing left is as like a blind person without hands could find this thing. It is a deep rut, probably about a foot deep, just carved to the ground as it sort of seems to pull itself along via the roots underneath. It goes pretty much straight south. Do you want to follow that, or do you want to head back to the road as you've seen it?
I say let's follow the rut.
Yeah, and I assume we're leaving the cart and the horse here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they say we're okay continuing to look after Chestnut?
And I want to specify actual look after the horse. It needs
Just stare at the horse.
Make sure Chestnut has food and water.
They're trying to help you with your livelihood. You can do this one thing for us.
They got a little bit of a mea culpa from the group that was in the woods and say that they'll take care
They've
of
had a
Chestnut.
long day. I don't think we hold that
It's
particular
fine.
instance against them.
Chestnut is fine.
Okay. Well, then, following, can I get a marching order?
Winley will take up the rear, as is
Mina
tradition.
and then me.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
first.
Doc takes middle front.
Can we refer to this as like the standard
standard
formation
order,
or something for
Sure.
ease of
Yeah.
use?
Sure. Okay. Any variation from the standard formation then?
No.
No.
Alright.
As we set out, Harmony will do the now standard issue and is going to cast Gift of Alacrity and Aid. So Gift of Alacrity on himself, Aid on Ash, Doc, and anyone. I mean, okay, Nina, let me ask you this question. Do you think it's worth giving Sunny the 5 extra HP, or do you think that'd be better used on a party member?
I think give it to a party member.
Okay. Who's more likely to end up in melee combat or need the 5 extra HP?
Can Harmony take it?
Yeah, I can give it to myself. I will, in fact. I'm happy to. I just avoid melee.
I feel like you frequently end up in situations where you're being ripped apart.
Mauled.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm casting aid. Everyone, including Harmony, take your 5 extra HP. Maximum and current.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and you gave it to Harmony and who were the other two?
Doc and Ash.
Okay.
The tank, the healer, and herself.
Yeah, no, that's a good array.
I gave it to Sunny last time, but then I remembered how easy it is to resurrect Sunny comparably. No offense.
No, it's not. Nope,
Okay. Any other pre-march stuff?
Nope, not gonna break out the inspiring speech yet. That's obviously a mid-comp.
That's obviously a mid.
Cool. All right. Well, heading directly south, you make your way through the vineyards very easily, and you do realize it's a pretty large area. It's literally about a little over half a mile south before you've exited the vineyard from the main building there. Coming then down this way, you do find yourself with the path essentially intersecting with the road, and that the tree blight's path seems to then wind more to the southwest. As you begin to enter the woods here, however, you see that the air is sort of heavy with a fog, much like you saw around the vineyard, but that it has more of an ochre, kind of yellow orangish nature to it. It's not mist or fog as you've ever seen before. Do you push on into it, or do you hold?
I'm gonna use my free use of detect magic for the day and see if this is like gross magical fog.
He said that it was gonna be like a weird trip to get there. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this to contradict what Winley is doing. Sorry, just observing that I feel like we're just gonna need to go through the fog.
Yeah. Oh, almost definitely. But Winley is gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah. The fog gives a faint tingle of magic, but it's not, and even if you concentrate on it, it's not giving you a particular type of magic. It's not an enchantment, it's not an abjuration, it's something, call it pseudo-natural, in whatever it is.
Interesting. Okay. So just like all of the fog is like vaguely glowing magically?
Yep.
Great. We love it. Can't tell what school of magic.
No.
Good. Strahd magic. Let's go.
Yeah, push forward.
Into the thick of it.
Speaking of, did you read the book when you woke up with it? Or?
I don't know if I read it while I was asleep or not. I put it away immediately.
Well, then
Unnerved.
pushing into the fog, it is maybe only a half hour of walking, and the path is very clear. The rut is very clear. You're not like getting lost or losing the trail or anything. You all start to feel a general sense of unease, as if somebody is standing right behind you, but looking behind you, nobody's there. And all of you are having kind of your own vague sense of this. Everybody make a perception check.
Yep, been great at those today.
Okay. Walking through the woods here, Ash, you're the first person to see something. Kind of glancing off into the woods, off to your right, you see your old battalion walking through the trees. Same heraldry, uniforms, everything. Kind of marching along there. They seem to make no mind of you. They're not talking to you. They're not saying anything. They are simply marching adjacent to you.
So guys, I think the fog might have some hallucinogenic effect, because I am seeing some shit.
Are you like pointing it out to them, or are you just telling them that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Pointing it out.
Okay. Everybody else looking out there, you don't say
There's
anything.
nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Ash, did you have any of the wine?
No. In fact, I haven't eaten anything for a while. Can I have a good berry?
I sort of just assumed we were sort of on a good berry diet based on how our experiences with other food has gone in Barovia.
Yeah,
I haven't.
You're welcome to one anytime. Just let me know when you.
We only need like one a day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I've sort of just made the assumption, unless Jake has run out at some point, and Harmony secretly starving to death, that Harmony was on a good berry diet on days where we don't explicitly purchase any other food.
No, I had the spell slot last night to cast it, so we're good. So I'll toss one to Ash and one to Harmony.
Okay.
And
Walking.
I mean, Winley and Doc, you're welcome.
Sure.
Okay. Walking a little bit further along, Harmony, you were the next to see something. Looking out into the woods, you see a familiar-looking tent on fire.
Okay, and now, is this something that would, like, require any sort of save? Or, like, I mean, it's, like, is it, like, clearly an illusion, or is it, like, pretty convincing?
That's pretty convincing.
Okay. Harmony will sort of kind of stop walking, and stare off at it, and, like, will sort of, I mean, how is it just, like, is there any, like, sound coming from it, or is it just, like...
No.
Just in the distance, clearly...
Yeah, like 20 yards off the trail.
And are my phantoms still there? And
Nope, they disappeared a little while ago.
Okay.
Okay. Harmony will kind of, watch it for a bit, and then remember what Ash said about hallucinations, and will, kind of...
Is this anything like, I don't remember where exactly it happened, but there was like an illusion in the middle of the road and it was like me dead or something like that?
It was near the windmill when you were coming back from Castle Ravenloft.
Is this anything like that?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Harmony probably, like, involuntarily, like, reaches out towards it for a moment, and then kind of, like, her reaching hand kind of clenches into a fist, and she, like, turns and marches back to catch up with the rest of the group, and she'll walk up to where Ash is in the order. Is she normally behind Ash or adjacent to Ash in the order?
Behind.
Okay. When she regains her place in the order, she'll kind of, like, softly call out so just Ash can hear and say, Ash, what did you see?
I mean, I was assuming people would have asked when I tried to point it out, and I probably would have told you that I saw my battalion. You know, I saw old friends, old comrades just marching along. I don't know. I actually kind of took a little bit of comfort from it because it wasn't anything. They weren't like dead or bleeding or anything. They were just marching along. I thought it was kind of a good omen, actually. What'd you see?
Not
Memories, less pleasant memories, and she'll kind of she'll like speak up a little bit and say, the mists are full of ghosts, one might say. Be careful, you may not be able to trust your eyes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can say that again. I mean, I wasn't going to go run over to him or anything.
Right, I know, I just, now that it's like two people, and it's Harmony, who she, no offense, Ash, trusts her own eyes more than she trusts anyone else. She's reiterating Ash's warning.
As you guys have this conversation, Winley gets, like, visibly uncomfortable and, like, is making a point of not looking out into the trees, like, as much as possible.
Okay.
Okay. At that, I mean, noticing that, and since we're next to each other in the marching order anyways, Harmony will sort of drop back to walk next to Winley. If is the trail wide enough to, or is it kind of single file?
I would say you guys kind of have a more of a spread. So Mina and Sunny are often ahead or ranging off to the sides, and then Ash is usually walking on the trail, followed by Doc, followed by Harmony, followed by Winley.
And given the mist, I mean, I'm not ranging nearly as far ahead. I'm maybe like 15 or 20 feet ahead of the rest of the party, but I'm trying to stay in sight.
And visibility-wise, that definitely is kind of within is sort of the limits of clearly seeing each other. Past that, you would definitely start to lose track.
Yeah. All right. And Harmony's gonna like drop back to kind of walk next to Winley, and just kind of look over at her after a moment, knowing Winley's like, she'll just say like, "You all right, Biggin?" You see anything out there?
Winley will not respond. She's just kind of muttering to herself in Druidic.
See, Winley, as you're being asked this question, you can see figures walking towards you down the trail.
Winley's muttering gets faster and more unhappy.
Harmony will kind of consider this for a moment, and then will kind of reach out and place like a comforting hand on Winley's, I don't know, not shoulder certainly.
Shoulder blade.
Maybe like just kind of on her arm or hand or whatever's like reachable, and just she'll say kind of quietly, and then she's making it so only Winley can hear her, and she's just gonna kind of say, listen, you and I, we're private people. I've never asked. You don't need to tell me. But I just want you to know that if you ever need to talk about anything, we can talk.
Winley,
I'm a good listener.
as Harmony is saying this, the figure of your dead family is walking around
I
you.
love that. When Harmony first touches Winley's arm, she'll like flinch and kind of look at Harmony like as if she was surprised that you were there. Just she was so caught up in these figures walking towards her and whatever. And when she sees her dead family walking around her, her eyes are just darting around. She probably starts crying, just immediately, tears streaming down her face. Just still talking to herself in Druidic, and just
and Winley and Harmony will kind of like obviously notice this, and her voice will become more insistent and not like angry, just like kind of trying to cut through, trying to add some like clarity and insistence, and just say, listen to me, Winley, whatever you see out there, it's not real.
Harmony, you're saying to this as the glow of a burning tent is behind Winley.
Right. Yeah.
How much of this is Harmony reassuring herself?
I know how much the past and what we carry with us can hurt. I just want you to know it's not real. We are. We're with you. We'll help you however we can. You all risked everything to bring me back, and I am not going to forget that. So, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to tell me anything. I just want you to know. And she's gonna like put her hand in Winley's if Winley will allow it, and like squeeze it as she's got an 8 strength. It's probably not very noticeable. It's in a just kind of like physical touch reminder of what actual contact and existence will say. Whatever you need, Biggin.
Winley will look at Harmony and kind of nod. Or say, if you look closely, you could see that Winley is gripping the knife that you've seen her hold very tightly.
Suppose strength check.
But Winley keeps walking with the party, and is still like visibly upset, but not sprinting away from you to chase her dead family or anything.
Doc, you are being beset by something less terrible, perhaps, but you just keep seeing your workshop. As it was, as you left it,
right.
A various combination of organized and chaos that only Doc would really be able to follow. But it's there. It's as you left it, as you remember it.
There might be an increased pile of people putting requests on your workbench, being like, "Yeah, when you get back, I have to."
I was thinking there were some like very enticing books
Yeah.
that you'd never seen in your workshop before.
Mina, make a reflex save.
Love that.
fortitude, reflex, will days. But yeah, there you go.
Cool. Mina doesn't really see anything out there, and suddenly finds herself throwing herself to the ground as a hatchet comes whipping out of the mists towards her, missing her face by an inch.
Do the rest of us see this
Oh
hatchet?
yeah, I mean you all see Mina throw herself on the ground.
No, do we see the hatchet though?
No.
Cool. Love
You
that.
just see Mina throw herself to the ground for what appears to be no reason.
Not the memory that I was expecting the mists to throw at me, but Mina quickly realizes, having seen what the rest of her party friends have been going through here, probably realizes what that was. And yeah, Mina is like not happy about that because it brings back a very painful memory, but stands up and brushes herself off and probably just seems a little more embarrassed than anything, and is just gonna like keep her eyes down and like let's just keep moving, but yeah, trying to look around as little as possible.
Okay. Well, as you all continue, the kind of visions don't really come or go per se. Doc, you just keep seeing your workshop in the woods. Your family is sort of walking around you on the path. One or two more hatchets come zipping out of the woods over time. But otherwise, you sort of manage to trudge on and trudge through. It feels like hours. I mean, truly hours of walking down this path. And the path kind of winds and twists and dips. You're not like walking on a treadmill per se. But literally, easily, it feels like almost a full day of walking through these mists before finally you come to see something. In the distance through the ochre haze, you see a very large hill, as shown. Looking up at the hill, even at this distance, a couple of things are somewhat hazy but visible. Along the sort of portion of the trail here that leads up directly to what's on the hill there, you see that there's sort of a ring around the midpoint of the hill. Various large stone piles are kind of layered up around it. Further up the hill between you and the tree, you see a large stone ring of sorts. It's very hard to make out what's inside of it, but the stones are piled up maybe 10 feet high. Within that, there appears to be some sort of large 20-foot, 30-foot statue or effigy of some sort within that ring. The path does seem to lead through the ring towards a very large and ominous-looking tree on the hill. And that said, the ochre mist continues to sort of weigh heavy in the air around you. Notably, it is dim and dimming, as if we are already close to sunset as we come to view of the hill.
Do we have any sort of idea what time it actually is? Like you said, it felt like hours.
Yep.
But we can't really see the sun.
No. It is.
Okay.
Honestly, it seems like the best source of illumination is the ochre mist itself,
Okay.
in a strange sense.
Harmony will, as we sort of enter into the clearing, will kind of like motion for the party to gather around and just say, now look, I know that was rough back there, and I don't want to do this mid-fight, so I'm going to do this now. And she's going to cast motivational speech.
7 Barovian days ago.
we left that fucking winery.
We all make perception attacks and we're being attacked.
Yeah, if we have a minute, Harmony's going to cast it now instead of...
And maybe that's us, yeah.
Do we? Is it like dark or dim light, or mechanically, what are we dealing with here?
It is daylight still.
Okay.
It is dim visually, but mechanically it is daylight.
Okay.
Who is being motivated?
Yes, who is being motivated?
Up to 5 creatures within range. You know what? I'm going to give it to all 5 of you.
A true team player.
Not Sunny, sorry. And Doc, I know you have your own 10 HP capabilities, but just, you can use it.
Yep, use it for the other stuff first. Yep. Appreciate it.
And it's just going to kind of be, it's only a minute long, so it's just going to be along the lines of like, now I know that was rough back there, but we made it through that. We've made it through everything Barovia's thrown at us together. And no offense, Biggin, these tree fuckers are not going to be the thing that sends us off to the great beyond. Some of us not for the first time, and we've even come out of that. So
We just need to have
we've
Strahd
got
back
each other,
to his castle. to
and
give us-
we're gonna be fine. We're gonna win the day. That's the gist.
Okay.
And that 5 temporary hit points is in addition to the other 5.
It's not temporary HP. Your max goes up.
Right,
by 5.
but it's still
Yes, it's on top of it.
it's temporary hit points in the fact that it will eventually go away. But
Yes.
I mean, in
It
that sense,
increases
all hit
speed,
points
like,
are temporary.
But, like, temporary hit points can't get healed, whereas you could theoretically get. Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, it's in addition.
understood. Just want to make sure.
Okay. Figured we needed a motivational speech after that little trek, anyways. So might as well make it have some mechanical benefits.
Sure. Okay. Is anybody doing anything, heading anywhere? And actually, I'm going to move you onto a map here in a moment, so one moment.
I would say heading towards the hill. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to go straight to the tree, or are you going to head towards the stone cairn on the path between you and the tree? And I'm going to drop you on a map here in a second, so one moment here.
Hey, do we want to do the scouting thing? I can cast invisibility this time.
I would like to move as a group. But
Yeah, I just feel like we're gonna. Whoever moves up there stealthily is invariably gonna run into trouble. And
Right, it would just, I think we sort of, and this is a player more than anything else, I think we went about, that encounter at the vineyard was harder than it needed to be, and I think that was kind of because we walked in a bit blind. And, obviously, I'm not talking about, team stealth just casing the entire joint, but I don't know, as a player, I'd like to have some idea of, what we're walking into.
even if we had scouted it, though, we wouldn't have been able to handle that vineyard thing any differently than what
Right, I guess the only benefit would have been, if we could have somehow taken out the staff, prioritized it. But I guess we know now.
does Harmony want to sneak up there?
Harmony's fine to try with invisibility, but, again, she's also, stuck her neck out and gotten nearly or
Stuck her neck out, got it bitten.
multiple times. So, she's, it's just a matter of, do we want to try to do any scouting, or are we just trying to, at the very least, we should try to move quietly, right? We shouldn't, just come charging up all head of steam.
Okay, what if
we can.
Maybe a compromise is maybe a small group of us moves stealthily, say 40 or 50 feet in front of the folks who are not planning on being stealthy.
Do we want it to be okay, Dan, do you know, is there an official range on where one stealth check would interfere with another, what the distance has to be?
It's not that there's any element of whether you're together or not. It's whether anybody is visible or potentially detectable by people who could perceive them. So if you're 100 feet apart and one of you is out in the open, one of you isn't, would they automatically notice somebody else who was more or less stealthy? Not necessarily. If you're all right next to each other, presumably that kind of messes with your ability, but it's really more facts and circumstances.
Because I was thinking maybe 30 feet, so it could be within a movement, but I don't know if that's sort of defeats the purpose of even trying.
Yeah, I don't love the idea of splitting the party at all with all of this fog. And, visions and hallucinations and shit happening.
Yeah. We can move together. I guess suggest we try to move somewhat quiet.
At least try to give ourselves the chance of maybe getting the jump on whatever's up here, by at least trying to move stealthily. I get you.
I'll try and be stealthy.
Okay.
Yeah, we can give it a shot. I'm always happy to bust out Mousley again.
So stealth is something that guidance could be applied to, for example.
It could.
And also, maybe we should make the less stealthy party members, one of them perhaps invisible, and then we try to all move like stealthily.
Invisibility doesn't really help with stealth checks. It just, because it doesn't affect how you move. It just Ash would still be just as loud, just wouldn't be visible.
Right.
I guess. All right.
I am clanky.
Just Ash, let me take points. I can be take it make tanky face.
You can take lead if you would like.
Sure.
And I'm giving myself guidance on my roll.
I'm just kind of moving myself forward
Didn't
one
really
square
help
just to kind of spread out the formation here.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
no, we're still on the party token. We're still one.
Yeah, you're all one just party token right now because these squares are all 50 feet.
Okay, my bad.
And to give you an
Sorry.
idea, the top of the hill here is about a 400-foot elevation. So
Gotcha.
it's more of
Are
an
we
air.
supposed to be seeing like everything? Because I can.
Yes.
pretty
It's
much-
daylight, so yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few shadows, but
Yeah,
Well-
mostly just the curve of the hill.
None of us are being, well, I mean Mina, but the rest of us, none of us are being particularly stealthy, so let's just go. Let's approach.
Mina will jet up like 50 feet in front of the party though, and roll with her 25 stealth
Okay.
while she has it.
Okay.
as well.
Where would the party like to move to?
so you said there was a tree, but you also said there was a big statue, and you wanted to know if we kind of went straight up the tree or we went to like.
Well, and to get there, there's sort of cliff edges to the side of the hill around the edges, so you do have to follow the path somewhat. But coming up onto the highest level, you could theoretically go around the big stone ring and go for the tree, or you can go through the stone ring, or you can go take a look at what's going on there and then make a decision. You got.
I'm sorry, I just realized should we each have our individual
No.
tokens, or is this
Nope,
still...
it's still a party
Okay,
token.
I apologize.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, does the hill rise above the fog, or is the fog
the whole-
covers the
whole
hill too?
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vote we just make our way straight up here, and I mean, if we see something or hear something, we stop and deal with it. But I feel like this is where we're headed.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
my
go.
head is on a swivel.
Okay. Let's get some perception checks.
Awesome. I was just about to.
Hopefully it goes better than our stealth.
Sonny is having a rough.
I know I didn't inspire you or aid you, but get it together.
Okay. Coming up the hill then, again, it starts to get steep around this point, and kind of heading further in. Presumably you're not literally following the path, but maybe skirting off a little bit to the side of it, just in the interest of trying to be stealthy. Coming up the hill then, as you get to the first tier here, you can see to your west and to your south, wrapping around, there's these large stone cairns. They do resemble burial cairns, and for anybody who's not super familiar with that, think the cairns outside of Rohan. In the city thereof. And that said, kind of continuing up this very steep portion here, you do kind of arrive on the plateau of the hill. Getting this close now, you can kind of tell a couple of things here. First and foremost, that the stone ring here is not natural. It's definitely been piled up in some way, shape, or form, as if stone rings just magically popped into place, but still, it definitely has been put here. You can also now more clearly make out the large statue/effigy, which is sort of made of branches and hay and straw. It's not particularly well built. It is an enormous statue of Strahd, from which you can see a bright glowing green source of light, kind of in the upper collar area, and you can distantly hear what sounds like chanting coming from the circle.
So I think we found our stone, or at least one of them.
Possible. Does everybody still want to approach the edge of the circle here, or does the group want to go somewhere else?
I think we should approach we're not really being stealthy with our terrible rolls.
Yeah, my only alternative thought is, well, never mind. We should probably we know where they are. We should probably get the drop on them while we can.
Mina's gonna come back to the group and confer hey, I think we should just disrupt their ritual while we have the element of surprise. Yeah.
Especially if they have the members of the family.
If that thing comes to life, aim for the glowing part.
Okay. Well, then you come up here, and I'm going to move you to a different map.
Wish we had mage hand to try to grab the stone, but alas.
I think Harmony has mage hand.
Okay. You all should have your own assorted
Probably
tokens
too heavy
now.
for mage hand, to be fair.
Okay.
Hey, look.
And coming up to this area, I'm going to go ahead and have you roll initiative, just so there's some semblance of organization to this. I did say semblance.
Wow.
When it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, sorry guys, I broke the streak.
I thought there was a glitch.
Oh my god!
We are so prepared.
Harmony and Mina, I need a tiebreaker. Let's just get a plain 20 roll from Mina and Harmony.
Do we have the same dexterity?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have gift of alacrity, so I have 2 higher.
Well, no tiebreak required then.
Yes, precisely.
I'm sorry for not rolling 20, guys. I failed this party.
You fired.
I have taken a screenshot of this.
I was gonna say, put the screenshot of that in the recording for sure.
Okay.
That's,
Alright.
Because otherwise, we're just gonna freak out. Nobody's gonna know why.
Okay. Well, Harmony, you have the initiative.
Okay. And we can't see them yet, can we?
You're just coming up on the outside of the stone ring here.
Okay. Would this be a new stealth check, or would I be using the same?
You can use the same.
Okay.
Are we now down to 5 foot squares? 10
Yeah,
foot squares?
yeah, we're
5?
down
Okay.
back to 5 foot.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Where I missed? Where can we move to?
Your normal move speed, whatever that allows
Yeah,
for.
don't move yet.
It is Harmony's turn. Though.
We're in turn order. Where's the chanting coming from?
Inside the stone circle.
Right, I can only see. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here.
I'm more up here.
I'm gonna move. I am gonna move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still can't really. Oh, yeah, okay. We've got contact here. Are we kicking this off, or are we trying to get our ducks in a row first?
I mean, I feel like they started this shit.
We should-
Right, I don't mean like with negotiation. I just mean, are we trying to like?
I feel
line up our shots first, and then
yeah,
go
we
for
should
it.
all get to where we can see and do something so that when we actually start
Okay,
fighting, we're not
then
wasting our turns moving.
Right, then I won't cast anything, and we'll just take the dash action and move another 30.
So are you being stealthy or are you just running?
Well, that would, I guess. Okay, if I'm being stealthy, then I could only get to. It's half movement, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So then I could get to there. Can you take the dash action while being stealthy, and then I could have gotten to here just with a full move?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'll do that then, so I'm not like running. But Harmony will kind of like indicate, that she sees people up here, and will kind of whisper as she like approaches Mina, like she'll kind of say like, I know you've only got the one eye, but straight true, and we'll throw you another bardic inspiration.
For those of you who are right up here at the front, just so you can see some things here. So the effigy is over here, is very, very large. Within the circle in the area here, from just the view here, there seems to be a group of druids in sort of a V formation in front of it. All of them are sort of standing with their arms up, and various wisps of sort of green energy seeming to kind of leave their palms and drift into and towards the effigy. You can also see 2 figures, a woman and a small child who appear to be bound in vines at the foot of the effigy. They seem to be entranced in some way, shape, or form, and vaguely here, and perhaps in other areas that you cannot see, you see a large man kind of wearing similar hides and whatnot as you've seen the druids wearing, but he's not participating in the ritual, but seems to be giving some sort of, is on his knees and is giving some sort of kind of prayer towards the effigy.
Are they
Yeah,
chanting
it's
loud
very
enough that
important.
Winley can understand what they're saying?
No, you're way too far away.
Okay.
Dan, here's a very important question. Is Christopher Lee there?
No. Mina.
Okay, so like, you want us to, like, I'm waiting until we're all in position that we can see them. Is that what you were saying?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you run up there and shoot right now, I'm still far enough away that it's going to be a whole turn before I can be close enough to do anything. So, like, let us all move up so we can, like, be in range to do something rather than using our whole first actual combat turn.
I have a question then, just because we're already in initiative order. Are they in the initiative order? I guess they're not. I don't see them on the tracker.
Nope.
Because I will have advantage on attacks against them before they go in the initiative, which prior to this has always meant that I pretty much need to attack on the first turn we're in initiative.
They are totally unaware of you, so you're in a persistent surprise round until otherwise alerted or they spot you.
Cool. All right, that's kind of what
What's the range on your hand crossbow?
120 feet. So I can start. I can start popping them from here.
Right.
So I'm actually not really even going to move, just because I don't want to trigger anything by accidentally moving. So Mina's just kind of crouched where she is. Sunny, it's not his turn yet, but on his turn he's going to similarly crouch there and wait for shit.
Could you Hunter's Mark somebody or ready in action or something?
I mean, it's possible that they would. I'm worried that they would notice that. I'm worried that I would trigger. They're magic-y. That's kind of the main reason why.
Yeah, I don't know the mechanics of. I don't know even the range of Hunter's Mark.
I don't really either. That's a good point too. I think they might be beyond range of that. So anyway, yeah, I'm holding off. I guess I'll ready in action if they do notice us. If some enemy starts to come close and is on the attack, I'll shoot them. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, Winley.
Does this stone wall look like it could be sort of climbed and used for cover?
Just a triangular pile of rocks in a big circle.
Okay, Winley's gonna head that direction then. So there's one. Wow, that's really dark. So I can get part way up the wall. Is it can you just kind of clamber up it, or does
athletics
it require?
Check.
Okay. I'm not gonna make the athletics check.
Okay.
This turn because that might be loud.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Ash.
Well, I guess I will move up somewhere where I can see stuff. Can't really see much here. Okay, if I kind of move over here, I'm now able to see something. Just gonna do a full 30-foot move.
That is. Oh, that's me now. I was like, that is more than 30 feet.
Sorry, I was checking.
No, I totally understand. It was like,
I guess I'll just double move. I'm gonna try and get over here.
Now, if you double move, then you will be full on running, which will probably alert them.
I just double moved and they didn't notice.
Okay. Well.
You didn't say you were dashing.
I guess they might be fairly wrapped up.
Did you double move and stealth, i.e. 30 feet, or did you run 60 feet?
I moved 60 feet, but I'm still completely behind the wall.
Yep.
can't remember if I actually rolled stealth. I don't think I did.
My stealth was so terrible it didn't matter. So yeah, I moved a full 60 feet.
Anything else?
Double digit sprint, not bad.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, Sunny.
Yeah, Sunny. Well, I guess. Sorry, if there's movement happening and we're comfortable with that, I was worried we were concerned about triggering something. Why won't it let me? Oh yeah. Sunny will go ahead and move a little closer because there's this wall here, so he doesn't have to worry too much about them seeing. He'll just kind of move up there, trot up there to be a little closer when things get started. That's it.
Okay. And Doc.
Okay. So I guess up to the. Roll20 did the thing where it just stops drawing for a sec.
No vision for you.
Yeah, pretty much. I will, I guess, go along with Mina here. So, are we running then? Are we giving up on the whole stealth thing, or?
No, don't trigger a fight right now.
Don't do the thing. Okay.
I only dashed because I was staying completely behind the rock wall.
Either I think that either Harmony or I should trigger the actual
Should kick it off.
Right.
Okay.
Because we're right at the top of the initiative, so then we know we'll get a full surprise.
I'll go along the side with Ash here, mildly quietly then.
I don't know. Maybe that logic doesn't make sense, but
I do have a pretty good AoE spell, dependent upon how close to each other they are. I can't
They're
see
not
currently,
super close
but,
together.
Okay.
Or they're kind of fanned out from what I'm seeing, so it's kind of a problem. Although I do think we should, one of our ranged people should have it ready to action for if this one gets any closer to the sacrifices, which is, I'm sure, what they inevitably are going to be here.
Okay. Doc, anything else?
No, that's it.
Harmony.
You're muted, Harmony.
Seeing the rest of the group go clanking past, Harmony will move a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up to here. Okay, that's a fairly clear view of what we're looking at here.
Kick it off. I say do it.
Let me see what my range is. What we're looking at here. Okay, plenty of room. Okay. Let me see. What would be the most...
Make this druid run in terror.
What I'm gonna do is, okay, Harmony's gonna kind of like look back to the rest of the group, and basically she's just kind of like give the signal, like, you know, whatever. She's just like, I'm going for it, and she's gonna get her flute out and is going to concentrate on the group, and she is going to cast Old Faithful Hypnotic Pattern. So it's within 120 feet, so I can throw it down over there. I am going to I'm going to do it here. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 15, 20, 25. I believe that's a 30-foot cube. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
Okay. Then they all need to make DC, what do you call it? Whatever you call them. DC, it shouldn't be 15. That's wrong. I don't know why it says 15. It should be 16.
Okay.
Let me double check just to make sure that I have the DC right, but I'm almost certain it should be 6. Yeah, it should be 16.
Okay.
Yeah, Harmony.
Big money, no whammy.
Sure.
Yep, good thing druids aren't wisdom casters or anything.
Well, look, man.
You know, it's actually remarkably effective.
Oh, nice.
I love being remarkably effective.
It's a new and exciting experience for all of us.
That you love being remarkably effective.
Mina.
Thank you, Ash.
Alright, I'm gonna jog up here.
Sorry, Dan, hold on. I apologize. As a bonus action, I am gonna
shit.
throw Inspiration Winley's way because she's our other ranged attacker. You got this, Biggin. We're gonna redeem the name of druids everywhere or whatever.
What are these tokens? I know the other ones are druids.
They are the people wearing kind of the rags who are more worshipping than participating in whatever this ritual is.
And where is you mentioned there was like a weird guy.
Right here.
That was
sorry.
one.
Nope.
No, that was one of them. That was the only one you could see when I described that.
Well, yeah, Mina just, I didn't have eyes on it when that, so
I see the barest fringe of a token right here, which I assume is also one.
Alright, well, it feels like they're trouble, so, yeah. Oh, I got you. Sorry, catching up in the chat unnecessarily. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that guy, the one that I'm pinging right now. I'll hold the hunter's mark for now, see how well he stands up to a sharpshooter. Is he a fiend or an undead?
No.
Okay. Well, he hasn't gone yet, so I get advantage. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
20
good.
hit. And then here is a second sharpshooter shot. Did he die?
Nope.
That's what I figured. Okay, same guy. There's another 20 damage.
2 very solid shots, but neither kills him.
Alright, well, that's
I don't like this fight anymore.
it's better than missing a giant tree over and over again. That's
Like 10 feet away. Alright, anything else, Mina?
It just had real thick bark.
That's it.
Alright,
That's it.
Winley.
Alright, Winley will climb up the rocks. And you said athletics for that?
Yep.
Can Bardic Inspiration be used for skill checks?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was
I'll post
saved
it in the
as
chat
combat
again.
Can be used for.
Okay. 18's probably good enough. I'm not gonna use the inspiration.
Yeah, you clamber up without any problem.
And I don't actually have any vision from up here. Can you give me vision somehow? Or do I just need to move a little? There we go, look at that.
From a vision standpoint, walls are walls. There's no way to like tweak somebody's vision.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna measure something really quick.
Skill checks or ability checks.
Okay,
Right,
so what's this token here? Is he just different somehow?
No, that's just one of the various worshipping people.
Okay.
They're druids. They're worshippers. Nothing else.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
More than 40 health.
And victims.
All right. I'm going to cast Tidal Wave. A 30-foot long wave from here to here. So it's going to catch these 4. I assume you can see my arrow, Daniel.
Yep.
Okay. So that's where I'm casting my Tidal Wave.
That is beyond the range of your spell if you're casting it. Where is your point of origin?
Hold on, let me look. This one is within 120 feet.
Okay.
So I can cast
On an
this-
area within range.
Okay. Fine. Then I will just move it.
120 feet.
Am I at like the edge of the top of the wall, or can I take another 5 or 10?
You're at the top right there.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I'll just move it slightly over.
sorry.
I can catch these 4.
Okay.
And still be within 120 feet. And it's 10 feet wide, so that will catch all of them. And they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Boy, do they suck at that.
Were you catching?
Let me... This one up to this one in a row.
Oh,
So those 4.
cool.
Yeah, there's a whole line of druids that I'm not seeing right now.
Yeah.
Roll your damage, please.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's not rolling. So they each take 16 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And they are knocked prone if they failed.
Well, they all failed, so.
And then I will use my bonus action to go into my archer form and shoot at... I don't know which ones Mina was shooting at.
This one.
Let's see, what is
this one?
Yeah, I'm checking my range on my archer attack. It's only 60 feet. So let's see, who can I shoot at? I'll shoot at this one closest to me here.
Okay. You miss.
Can I add Bardic Inspiration?
Good.
I'm going
You
to.
sure can.
17?
And actually, sorry, you're going into archer form to do this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
To shoot this
and
one.
yes, that hits.
Okay. He takes 11 radiant damage.
Okay. Ash.
Alright, I'm going to run forward 30 feet, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast, where is it? Sacred Flame, just on this closest guy here, I guess. So, DC 15's check.
Okay.
And I'm going to also... I'm going to hold off on casting anything else. That's going to be my turn.
Okay. Sunny.
Alright. Sunny howls very bravely and double moves to get right up in that guy's face. And that's his turn.
Damn my stubby legs.
They do all
You're still
now
just
lose
running.
the surprise condition.
Yeah. That's it.
Sorry, I have to unfuck my rotation because God forbid I try to look diagonally while I'm fucking...
Yeah. Mutter, mutter, grumble, grumble, indeed.
So, move, probably gonna dash. And I'm sorry, what was the deal with the cliff here? Like, am I doing any kind of check to...
You're not going over the cliff, that's the path.
Oh, okay, well.
Pile of rocks, path.
Yep. Well, I'll
To
kind
be
of...
fair, that path looks like it's a little sloped.
Yep.
Can't tell a path from a pile of
With
rocks.
the artwork, it looks like it's like...
Look at me, I'm a target.
It is here we shall pause this portion of the adventure. On our next episode, our heroes shall fight to free the hostages and learn that they are in greater danger than they know.